Hello, Internet friends, and welcome to Quests in Cthulhu. We're playing Massive Nyarlathotep, and it's a full table. Welcome back, Sai.
Yay!
When we left our, I think increasingly the word heroes needs to be in quotation marks.
Just like happy.
Protagonists, I guess, maybe we'll say. When we left the Great Dane Society last time.
What did you guys do? I called us catalysts.
Okay.
We're
spelunkers and adventurers.
Yes.
When we left them last time, we were just about to roll initiative. But first, I want to do a couple of announcements. Very exciting. We're going to be giving away this session either a Call of Cthulhu starter kit, a book from Nord Games, or a 5e book from Dungeons & Dragons. It's your choice. Choose wisely. So
He promises not to judge you on your choice.
A lot.
judging is pretty much all I do. That's why I'm a GM, not a player. So right before the break, we're going to have somebody put in a word.
Fine. We're all fine.
Everything's fine here. We're going to give you a code word to say that Thomas will make up probably. Is there a standard word they do? Or?
No, it's all it's different every time.
Oh, it's different every time.
It's different every time. I just cut to the camera with all of us.
Oh, I see. Wow.
All the microphones work.
It's like it's like we have a director. We will do that giveaway at the break. Kubla Khan, Memorial Day, you know the drill. Come play games with us. Come watch people play Dungeons & Dragons live. It's going to be awesome. Heckle away. So, like I said, at the end of last session, you guys had 4 inspiration.
Just give them all to Amy.
Yeah.
Yep.
I like putting them in the middle of the table,
And
so we have to
Thomas.
get that awkward reach in front of the camera. That's always awesome. I want to start off.
Long arms.
Even hard for me.
Man.
There's a reason I stand up to get these.
I want to start with a little bit of, like we've done sometimes in the past with the X card or something like that. I like to sort of build layers into the game and sort of, after we've introduced some concepts and introduce something else. And also, it's just a good idea as a GM to do kind of a how are we doing? Or is everything you want to see happening in the game? And so when I run a con game at the break, I ask my players, is there anything that hasn't happened yet that really needs to happen in the second half of this game? And then whatever they tell me, I'm going to make sure that happens. We are nowhere near the the halfway mark of this monster, but I want to start to work those ideas into here. So I gave our players some homework, and I asked them each to think of 3 things that they really wanted their character to do in this campaign, and then it's my job to figure out how we can make those things happen. I'm really, really hoping someone picks surgery. That's my.
No, but now I did. Thanks for thanks for the idea.
I mean, I don't have medicine skill, but yeah, let's do it.
That's a good idea.
And so.
That actually is.
Oh no. Wow, I didn't know I could manifest this. I want car chases. Somebody say car chases.
Carriage chase.
Carriage chase, yeah. We need terracotta warriors. That's what, it's a callback to a previous game.
Fair.
All right, so let's start over here. Professor Rebecca, what do you got?
Let's see here. So I'd like to utilize my intelligence, my knowledge, so anything to do with the occult or history and ancient cultures. I also would like to get my mechanical skills in, so if that means
Some mechanical repairs,
repair or
operating heavy machinery.
fixing things, that kind of stuff, and also explore my power, because it's up there with the intelligence as well.
All right. Which also means that your sanity is quite high.
That is correct.
All right.
Lucky you.
Yeah, well, I've gotten used to the idea of some weird stuff out there throughout human culture and history.
Or at least in Peru.
Yes, definitely in Peru.
And New York, and now, London? Not yet London. Kind of London.
Yeah, kind of London.
Where we are, yes.
All right, Tiana, what were your 3?
My 3 is Alexandria has a very particular set of skills, and only a few of them have gotten used. I am enjoying doing the stabby, but I also would like to use more of the subterfuge because I have pretty good disguise.
Okay, so disguise and stealth.
Disguise and stealth, and then something that's not at all on the sheet, but I would love to play with. She likes to cook.
Like all of a sudden we're in a dating app.
All right.
Think Elliot from Leverage. We'll absolutely stab your heart out, but if you interrupt her in the middle of cutting up vegetables, she might stab your hand.
All right.
That could
I was
get
not expecting cooking to be in there.
this could get really interesting.
We'll start having a weekly recipe.
Oh, that sounds good. Don't tempt me, I will.
So putting me to shame. There are GMs. I see this on Facebook. There are GMs who, when they each week or month, when they do monthly, when they have a session, they like cook a dish from that place, and so like dinner's part of the game, and so like this is a Peruvian fish stew that they eat, and that's like,
Nope.
So if Alexandra. So
here comes a segue. I can just feel
if
it.
there there is no segue.
all right.
But well, if
Well, that was just professional.
That was very much a yes and no.
Moving on.
is there
Like I said, judging.
where would you find orc?
There we go. All that.
She is absolutely going to go and find Mama Andraste's cookbook
Nice.
somewhere in a bookstore.
That's what White Rabbit wanted to know.
Fair enough.
if orc
Cheers.
I guess it's canon now.
It's canon.
Oh man, and well, let's get through this
All right,
before
okay.
we get to the most
part of the
anticipated
day.
part of every show.
The most anticipated. All right, Sai, what are your 3 things?
Does not caring about people's lives count?
Totally. That might come up very shortly.
Cool. I want to do more spell work to help with everything, because
Might
that
also
kind
come
of
up shortly,
Yes.
yeah. And
might be tied to that first one.
I also wrote down like conning people for money, but then you mentioned first aids, and then I looked at my first aid skill, so I was like, yeah, more first aid. I'll
Now,
try
is that
to do
because your first aid's really bad, or because then I enjoy that? Like, my first aid's terrible, but I want to do it. So
And practice makes perfect.
It does.
that could go to that first one again.
I don't care if you scream, hold still.
Yeah.
That could be, you're just like, first aid, raise dead.
Oh.
Oopsie, sorry.
Well, I fixed you. You're working again.
Yeah, you're sort of
Mobile.
alive.
You're a zombie now, but whatever.
Just forget the mindless thing.
Amy, what are your 3?
Okay, so I would like to not kill anyone.
Oh,
There's
I'll do
step
it.
1. It's fine.
Do you mean other players, or
Just in general. Just generally not
All right,
kill
not kill
anyone.
anyone.
That's a goal.
So you don't want to kill anyone, or you don't want the party to
I
kill
really
anyone?
hate to disappoint
little bit.
players, but
But like, and when I say anyone, let's just start with human. Start
Okay,
there.
fair enough.
I don't know if I would
Go to
necessarily.
pets, extend it to pets.
No, because what happens if we make chicken legs our pet?
here,
That's up to you two to figure that out.
here
for
comes
me.
our
Sharp chicken legs.
Here comes our
I mean, you
discussion
can cook,
of whether
you
or
can
not
make chicken
deep ones
for
have
us.
souls. you know?
Yeah, and
that
if
would
we
be-
can make them pets. I also have a goal of actually solving a case, like finding out. Like we were obviously epically a failure in New York when we didn't get what's his name off death row. I can't remember his name.
Hilton
So
Adams.
that-
Hilton
yeah, Hilton
Adams.
Adams. So that obviously tells you how much I cared about him and his cause. But it would be nice to do something like a normal person.
I'm so glad I finished drinking before
Wow.
you said that.
That's quote of the day. I love that.
Do something like a normal person.
Like a normal.
But,
Us?
I mean, I like the beginning of it. It would be so nice.
It'd be so nice if we could just solve a crime like a normal human, like a normal person. Like
Normal people don't solve crimes, though.
Well, come on, maybe
Yeah.
Amy lives in Murder She Wrote world.
Yep, exactly.
Was that your 3?
No, that was just
That was 2.
My third would just be use my religion skill, but then again, whatever. Whatevs.
Good point.
Give us more holy water to like kill them.
All right.
Well, this stuff will either make you
Religion
believe
could very
or it'll
come
make
in
you
handy.
not
Yeah.
believe.
All right. And now Thomas is in a weird place because he's
Dr. McGillicuddy?
sort of
I am now.
Thomas is sort of a fill-in character, but then he
keeps filling
the
in.
fans love him, so we can't say no. They can't get enough. But
I don't think they've ever said that.
all right, well,
Before I talk about my 3, though,
I'm
we
fishing
should
for compliments for you.
we should go and do the favorite portion of the show, is
All right.
where the Baroness
I'm ready.
donates 1,500 bits
Wow,
Thank you.
for 3 inspiration,
our moderator.
and we can cut to the
Right, so
G.I.
part of the
Joe's
day.
so
part of the day.
So this one, we've gone through some really incredibly stupid ideas in the G.I. Joe character today. This one might be the top. So G.I. Joe had a sailor named Shipwreck who looked like one of the village people, and he had a pet parrot.
Not on the
Yes, he
list.
did.
The internet does not have this on the list.
The internet has failed.
The parrot's name was Polly.
Of course.
And Polly
Want a
would
cracker?
annoy, in the cartoon, would annoy everyone so much that they would leave Polly behind. And so one time when they left Polly behind, in an idea that I cannot even imagine how many drugs were involved in coming up with, Polly had a dream. In the cartoon, and in Polly's dream, Polly formed an elite task force of G.I. Joe pets called PETS, Pets. It was the Primal Emergency Tactical Squad.
Oh my god, I need
That's
that
so
t-shirt.
cute.
I need
It
that.
was a collection of the various pets of G.I. Joe members that then went and solved crimes and fought Cobra.
I need that to be its own spin-off series.
I really need this.
It's a Cartoon Network show.
It was
T-shirt.
It was amazing. Polly was the pets was a terrible idea, and
That is the
strangely,
best
pets
terrible
never
idea.
made it back. Although Polly did have it's there. I don't know what the pronoun of a parrot is. Polly with a name like Polly, maybe she, but never assume gender, people. Safer to go
Cheers.
with they. Polly had their own Now You Know segment that they did totally as a parrot. So this poor kid was getting bullied at school or something, and Polly's G.I. Joe, now you know. And,
I don't know. You know. Seriously.
Nice.
yeah, that's it's a great moment. Pets, Google it. The what was it? Primal Emergency Tactical
Tactical
Squad.
Hang on.
I love this. That is the best worst idea ever.
So was Crocmaster and his alligator in there?
So I believe Crockmaster was a
Yeah, Crocmaster was Cobra.
Oh, okay.
yeah,
All right.
he was looking at G.I. Joe,
What
not
about
Cobra.
Mutt and Junkyard
Oh,
Dog?
Mutt, yeah, that
Yeah,
was.
Mutt was definitely in Pets.
Okay.
Yeah. There was a falcon or a hawk or something.
Yeah, the Native American guy had an eagle, I think. Spirit, I want to say.
Yes, that was.
Spirit,
That was.
That sounds familiar. Admittedly,
He
I
was
watched the show.
he was sub Apache Chief level of offensive in that cartoon.
And I apologize, everyone. I'm going to go turn the air conditioning on.
Thank you.
Please, thank you.
It's very hot in the indeterminate location where we tape.
It is unseasonably warm in this
Yes.
area.
Yeah. So Thomas, what are your 3 things?
My favorite thing to do is irritate everybody with
I got things.
That checks out. I mean,
already our goal achieved.
So first off, with an unusually high art and craft skill.
Oh,
that
God.
is definitely-
So obviously the knitting
One.
needle right up your alley.
it went right up somewhere.
he forgot to purl 2 was the problem.
He knitted the one but didn't purl the
That's
two.
it. There you go.
There we go.
Never explain a joke. Just keep going.
The best jokes are ones you have to explain.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They're so much funnier that way, don't you know?
You do realize you have no arts and crafts.
Well, I'm starting off.
Start
And
strong.
what is your art? What is your art?
Your craft.
It's mostly dioramas.
Dioramas.
Yes.
All right.
And we,
That comes
there's.
in handy in police work.
I mean,
It does.
well, it could come in handy when we're in Egypt and we need a model of some
Or
ancient city.
If we're gonna raid a building, you can do a diorama with all of
Yes.
the two
I need the
scale.
plans of
So
this
that we can
building
plan it.
now.
Yeah.
All right,
And
dioramas.
height, distance, and
Build a D&D
foreground
model of it.
Dioramas. This seemed like such a good idea when I came up with it.
And then Thomas got his hands on
Yep.
it.
Yeah. And then honestly, it's just I want to be a lawful good character and not kill anyone.
Lawful.
But, you know,
But
obviously I've asked someone to kill someone already, so there's that.
But you're
There's
police.
that. You know, trying to thread the needle
All right.
between, you know,
So to speak.
go to
hiring
jail.
Between
assassins
the owner
and
nerve and the.
I mean, as long as you don't kill them, it's fine.
No, not really. No.
That's
That's
not how that works.
What about
that
bird
works.
parrots?
Maybe
what
in
about
Dungeons and
the
Dragons,
shark
that's
parrots?
how it
Yes.
works.
Yeah. so
Are you
gotta
going to
specify.
kill people that crawl out of their skin and
Well,
turn into
those are
shark
not people anymore. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Wow.
right.
Wow. That's just ugly.
Thomas, I expected
but
better from
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
But the magical
This is a
creatures.
teachable moment.
But the magical
Shark
creatures
parrot,
have
yeah.
Where's Polly to give?
the magical creatures have rights
Yeah, I don't.
too.
Now you know.
See?
Yeah,
They don't
do.
have rights. They
And
were-
maybe souls. We don't know.
Yes. I
This
think
is the
that's
sort
a
of
new
theological
goal.
argument Amy wants to have for
This
an
is
hour.
a new goal. This is a new goal. We've got to get a shark parrot on our side.
My goal is to push my glasses up less. There's nothing better for your self-esteem than watching weekly how many times you do this.
Can we have a counter?
you just gotta get the strap, you know.
Strapping.
Yeah, I need to look dorkier.
No, it's actually absurd because I watch these back and I realize just how often I blink. I blink a lot more than anyone else on screen. It's
God.
weird.
You know what? Good.
Yeah, your eyes are
alive.
well
You are
lubricated.
very,
I'm not going to say that word because somebody in chat will have a icon of something awful.
Opposite of dry eye.
Baroness, get on that. Stop those people. Come on. You're the good moderator.
The good villain.
Hefner's the evil moderator. All right. Well, those are terrible lists, and I'm going to start ignoring them immediately.
Here, let's kill some people.
Yes, indeed. Let's.
No, actually, thank you for doing that. And those things will show up in some cases in the long term. So before we set the scene in the room, I want in the lovely house, the Shipley house, I want to spend a little time with Lady Jezebel. So the last thing you remember is on the ship to London, you were going to conduct a seance to contact Jackson Elias. And the last thing you remember is flipping over the Fool card. And you wake up and you are in your flat in London. And next to your sort of bedside table is a goblet, a wine glass, that is not one you own.
Okay.
And a little note, a little table tent sort of thing by it says, drink me.
Oh boy.
Read
I
the
love
book.
Alice in Wonderland. This is
the
too
book.
good.
Drink the wine, read the book.
The motto of Call of Cthulhu.
I'll get up and I'll take the goblet and I just want to examine, does it look like poison? Is it wine? Am I
wine.
getting
It
okay?
looks
Am I
like
getting
wine.
some
Make an intelligence roll. Let's call it that.
yes. Made it.
All right. It seems actually it's not wine. It's mead of some sort.
I prefer meat over wine significantly.
Does it smell good?
It smells great.
Okay.
Like this honey smell and some sort of spice smell, cinnamony, nutmeggy something.
Gulp.
All right. As soon as you touch it to your lips, you are you're on a vast field of blackness, and in front of you is a titanic. It's the Sphinx. In front of you is what is essentially the Sphinx, but instead of a face, it just has a field of stars. Ooh. So it's the statue of the Sphinx, and it looks like a statue, but where the face is, it's like looking up into the night sky. And there are no stars anywhere else but in this thing's face.
I'm gonna try walking close to it.
You feel rather than hear a deep, sort of almost grating voice, and it says, "You have returned. You are the linchpin in the game."
Who are you?
I am everything. I am eternity.
So why are you a Sphinx?
This image is all that your primitive brain can understand of my true visage. The human brain seeks to imprint images it can comprehend over what it cannot truly. I am here to offer you assistance.
With what and what game?
The grand game.
Can you be a little bit more specific?
The Pharaoh's game.
Alexander did mention something about a Dark Pharaoh. Wait, are you the Dark Pharaoh thing?
I am eternity. I am everything.
Okay, I'm gonna take that as a yes. Okay, what are you here to help me with?
You will face many challenges. You require knowledge and power. I offer you these.
What's the catch?
What is a catch?
Meaning, what do I give you in return? For the power and knowledge.
You will continue down your path of antipathy towards your fellow man. This power will cost a sliver of your humanity.
Okay. Power and knowledge to help with this game that we're apparently playing. And the cost would be my humanity.
A sliver.
I mean, judging by I don't really have much anyway, because I, commune with the dead and
That is one
whatnot.
of the reasons I contact you.
Oh.
Your clumsy attempts at power are the reason that you are in this trouble. The sorcerer in Quane can easily find you when you perform your rituals. Blood magic is primitive. It is noisy, to put it in a term you would understand. My power is elegant, untraceable.
All right. I agree. Deal.
Before you agree, I wish to show you the true nature of the game.
All right.
And all of a sudden, the star field from the head just starts expanding out. And you are, it's almost like you become linear as you are sort of pulled into the star field. And you are at the creation of the world. There is a cloud of dust coming together slowly in front of you. And there are massive, incalculable beings that are essentially being captured in this mist, in this dirt, in this cloud, and being covered up. One of them is the father of maggots, and he gets put in something. Another one is a massive creature with tentacles all over it, like an octopus head. It gets pulled into something. Creatures that are just amorphous clouds, all being pulled in to these various things. And the earth is locked around them. The earth, you come to understand, is a prison for these things. One is not in the earth, and that is Every time you look at it, it looks a little different. But it's the pharaoh. It's a massive corpse of a bloated woman. It's this thing. It's this bloody tongue thing. Every time you look at it, it's a little different. But it is not trapped in the earth.
Okay.
And as time begins to speed forward, as all of these things happen, you find that in various periods in history, usually around an eclipse, this pharaoh / other group creature rises up and tries to free all those horrible things that are trapped there. And it's hard to get a scale of time, but as you watch civilizations rise and fall, starting with non-human civilizations millennia ago. There's a group of lizard people that show up on Earth, and they the Dark Pharaoh tries to get them to break this prison, and it never is successful. It's always thwarted, but it always tries again, and it seems like clockwork. It seems like it's always happening, and you come up to, you see ancient Egypt, and this time the Dark Pharaoh actually takes command of the country of Egypt and tries to use a nation to achieve this, but it's he's undone by humanity, by the scheming of humanity, the people who want the true power. They kill the Black Pharaoh, but you come to understand this thing can't be killed. It just comes back. And in your head, eternity tells you this is the messenger of the elder gods. This messenger seeks only the return of the elder gods. The return of the elder gods would doom your planet.
What would happen to me?
If your planet is doomed,
Well, you would need me to help you do that for the knowledge and the power. And I do like the sound of really good knowledge and power.
I am eternity. I have no role in the game.
So I would get knowledge and power up until they destroy my planet. That doesn't sound like the best bargain.
Your knowledge and power would potentially forestall the release of the elder gods. That is the game that you and your companions are currently pieces in.
Us against elder gods.
A game that it is becoming clear to me you poorly understand.
Yeah.
Your decision must be hastened because this is happening. And all of a sudden in your head, you are in a small living room of a lovely house in the middle of England. And this nice old woman
Don't believe it.
is looking at McGillicuddy, who is bleeding profusely from a wound in his leg, bleeding all over her poor couch. And she looks very upset, and then Emma comes up and starts to do something, and you see the old woman, sniff the air, and her eyes kind of roll up in her head, and all of a sudden her teeth are like crocodile teeth. They're sharp. And you see a tongue flick out, like a lizardy flick of a tongue, and she just takes a frying pan and just brains Emma. And Eternity says, your friends require your help, with or without my gift.
I accept. Now take me to my friends.
Very well. You once again are elongated, and you feel that, and you are standing outside of that house. You're on the doorstep of that house. You make me a sanity roll.
I made it.
Okay. You lose 3 sanity. You gain a spell. So you now know the spell. Well, you are given a choice. You can take protective magic, or you can take aggressive magic.
Aggressive magic.
This is my surprised face.
So you get the spell. You learn a spell, Contact Eternity. And this will, you can use this spell to contact that surely not at all unhelpful being. And then you learn the spell. Should have written this down when I got it. Rack. W-R-A-C-K.
Okay.
And you know that anytime you use these spells, it will have impacts on, things like sanity. Not only yours, but the people around you, because you are using inhuman, literally, abilities and powers.
Okay.
And now we're going to go to initiatives.
But before then,
But before that,
because Squirrel on the Run is so awesome, and donated 500 bits.
Wow.
She said that if you're going to go around drinking mystery liquids on your table, you're going to need the inspiration.
well,
Thank you.
Yeah, that's yours, man.
thank you.
We appreciate you.
Did that come out of the joint account? She's got a bad habit. It's not pretty. And I mean, it's a great habit to support Quests and Chaos. Everybody else. So it's initiatives with. You are at the door. You can see in sort of the front picture box window. Amy sort of flying forward.
Blood spurting.
Yeah, Thomas lying there, a little gray, and you two are downstairs. You have backed into a corner, and you were comforting Miles, who remains catatonic.
We were trying to open the
box.
box. That
right.
You were working on
so
that.
Miles
And I was
Shipley,
helping you.
the
Yes.
artist, is down there with you. Bertha is up here. Oops, Miles fell over. Whoa, there's Miles. Okay. Let's see, 80s. All right, on an 80,
Oh.
Bertha will be,
Spry old lady.
Yeah, I know. She's that dexterous.
Bertha will begin to speak in a horrible. Both of you make me listen rolls, by the way. In a horrible hissing voice, saying words that are not English.
Hate it. Nope.
If you made it, you clearly hear a pang of metal cast iron hitting something hard.
I missed it.
Ouch.
All right, then you don't wince when you hear
Did you hear that?
Yeah, what?
It's a big bang sound upstairs.
No.
Bertha's chanting 80s, 70s.
75.
All right. You guys were trying to.
70.
Okay.
You guys are trying to open the covered well, essentially.
Yes, exactly.
So you don't need to make a roll to get. If both of you do it together, you get it off.
Okay.
You will need to make sanity rolls because the smell that comes out of this thing is awful, and what's in it is even more awful. There are bodies in various states of being chewed upon. You made it, so you each lose 3 sanity.
Good lord. Jeez.
So 3 sanity. That was the max you could lose there. So you pull the top off, and there is a way too live looking head, decapitated head, with bite marks all around the neck, that is just staring up at you.
I don't shriek, but it's close.
And this well has a lot of body parts in it. Both of you make me con rolls too with that smell.
That's where I'm gonna get my ass kicked. No. Holy crap! I made it.
You're a little green around the gills. Yeah. This is not your favorite thing.
I got a hard success on that one.
Okay. That was 770.
on 70, you hear the ching 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 of bits from Bo Dub
Oh, nice.
Hey, thank you, Bo.
or our favorite Mac Badger.
Mac Badger?
McBadger.
Mac
I
Badger.
can't do Scottish.
me neither.
Sorry.
Mac Badger.
Thank you.
That's great.
Irish I can't do Scottish.
1,500 bits.
Wow.
Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you, Bo.
Well, that is wonderful. Bo,
2,
Christian
3.
Williams.
Excellent.
Excellent. Remy, no. Remy, don't.
Here, let's put these on top.
Yeah. Wow.
There we
you guys have a lot of that. I look forward to you using them.
For now.
I do have a few.
All right.
I mean, I do have new spells to use, so
strong
this is,
feeling.
I need these.
What happened to Emma?
So you saw her raise the
Yeah.
frying pan, and then you heard the noise, and Emma falls forward onto the couch.
Okay.
She's not unconscious because she made the con roll,
Yep.
but she is lying sort of head down on the couch, shaking her head.
I am going to try and tourniquet my leg.
All right,
it
yeah, make a
stops
first aid roll.
bleeding.
Come on, Fumble. Come on. You jam the needle in further.
Yeah, that's way not.
All right, so you're gonna do it. Well, let me rephrase that. I'm gonna make you an offer.
Oh boy.
Don't take it.
Can I inspire that instead?
Yes.
Inspired.
Yeah, we have Did you pull an Amy?
That's a critical fumble.
Wow. You're catching up, sir.
Yeah, wow.
I used a razor wire and I cut my own leg off.
And he's doing it in less time. That's what's really impressive. His advanced metrics are off the charts.
You should try another set of dice. You can switch between the two.
That was two
I did.
sets of dice.
was 2 sets.
I touched those today.
All right, so you go to tourniquet it,
Yeah.
and you wrap a there's a doily on her side table that
Known
you
for
just
being
take,
strong.
and you rip it around. And as you're tying it, it slips down and hits the needle. Make me a con roll.
Okay.
1 point of damage.
Okay.
I missed the con roll.
All right, there is another.
You know what? I'm going to spend 4 luck.
Oh, I love it when you're
Wow.
supposed to spend luck.
Wow, I was just gonna offer you
Okay.
2 dice, but okay.
Nope.
You could also inspire.
I was going to say you could inspire.
It's only 4.
There you go.
It's only
that's the
4.
spirit.
Yeah.
It's only 4.
It's only another throwaway character.
Well, that's
This one's
Yeah.
not an NPC. I'm just gonna. All right, so yeah, you tourniquet, and before you can get it fully tied in, it just slides down and jams up against the needle, and there is another howl of pain. You outside, you hear McGillicuddy just go, ah!
We hear this downstairs.
Oh
right?
yes, no listen roll required.
Well, how many points?
1.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's nothing.
There, you see, I know I
I
heard
got 6
something.
left.
I'm so glad you did.
All right, that was 70s, 60s, 50s. Oh dear, 40s.
Yes.
40. We'll go this way this time.
I closed the thing.
And you're running upstairs.
Upstairs, click.
All right, yeah, you draw your gun. So you get up, you throw the door open because it had been closed. Ooh, make me a luck roll.
Uh-oh.
Oh, that's why you don't spend luck.
Made it.
All right, the door is not locked.
Thank God. I was
Hard
afraid of
success,
that.
actually.
You throw the door, hard success,
Yes,
yeah,
yeah.
and then the door's open. You made a hard success. So you come running up, and you see nice old Mrs. Shipley with a frying pan and chaos in front of her. And you see he has a knitting needle embedded in his leg and is bleeding profusely.
I say drop the frying pan.
All right. Make a listen roll.
Okay. Made it.
Okay.
Critical made it.
Critical? Okay, then make me an occult roll.
Critical success on
All
that
right,
too.
don't
I rolled
forget to
a 9.
check off skills when you make them. Nice old Mrs. Shipley is speaking a language that is not human and is chanting in a way that seems to you to speak to ritual magic.
Oh, that's it. I just start loading on her head if I can.
Yeah, you got a hard success on the look roll, so yeah, you can take a shot.
Okay. No.
All right. How bad was it?
96.
Yes!
Can I inspiration?
No, you cannot inspire a fumble. All right, you two make me luck rolls.
I'm so glad I'm downstairs right now.
Oh, that's why you don't spend luck.
Oh, poopy.
I missed it by 7.
I also
but she got
didn't-
way
How much
worse.
did you miss it by?
Oh, geez, like 40.
All right. Roll damage. So you just got brained with a fragment, and now you just got shot.
Yay. Who's gonna do surgery?
So Amy, when you said you didn't want anybody to die,
That included myself.
how much damage did you do?
My max damage.
Oh!
What?
8.
Yeah, I'm down to 1 hit point.
All right.
Yep. I'm
So-
in the hospital. Thank God the ambulance is coming.
At the end of this, and there was we've all been like in our own rooms killing ourselves.
Just like
So you hear a gunshot, and there's like a spattering of blood on that window, that
Wow.
front window. You're
Where'd I get hit?
well. So I'm gonna. That's
Okay.
Did you get hit in the arm or the leg?
I have no idea.
It's your
Do
choice.
I just do?
No, it's your choice. Either way, something great's gonna happen.
I understand. I have been there.
I don't know.
I'm a clumsy,
call.
dexterous, lucky
Yeah.
person. I don't know.
Inspector Clouseau.
So good.
Let's go arm.
All right. So,
I'm so sorry.
much of your left
What
arm.
happens when you gunplay in the real world?
Yep.
It's all fun and games.
Until somebody gets shot in the eyeball.
So, like, yeah, like you have your forearm has a large hole in it.
Oh my god.
From where,
cow.
because you were like this,
Yeah.
and this bullet just went blam and came out, and so you see a spatter against the window. Bad things are happening in there.
Yeah.
is what is clear.
Did it miss the bone, or is there bone in that?
Go right through the
It
radius
doesn't-
null now or
It doesn't
something?
look like it. Looks like it. Well, you did max damage. My gosh.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm gonna probably.
Oh,
need
it's
new arm.
shattered.
Wait, what is max damage? 8.
8.
All right, you need to make me a con roll.
Okay.
Would have been great if I had hit my
I
target.
can't regrow an arm.
Oh, good.
Yeah, it's 17. So I
All right, yeah, you've
definitely
made a
like
sterner stuff
These
than
dice,
that.
these dice are retired for the night.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, they need to go into dice
Pretty soon we're
down
going to
there.
have no dice
Yeah.
on the
Dice
table.
machine.
Send dice,
New
please.
dice.
We've got dice.
We've got, the
We've got
new-
Libra Arcana dice.
Oh, nice.
We're gonna.
Yeah, I'm gonna go get them.
Bust them out.
geez.
Let's do it. We'll do an opening on air. It'll be exciting.
Ooh.
All right, so I think it's you
Yeah.
now.
So at this point-
things have changed
Yeah,
since the start of your
dramatically.
initiative.
I was gonna punch you old lady in the face, but not anymore.
I think some
you're
first
missing
aid
most
might
of
be in
your
her
arm.
arm.
I was gonna say I don't have first aid, but I'm gonna try it.
All right, so you sort of like
Yeah, I mean I know to tourniquet my
yeah,
arm.
first
at
aid.
the,
You have a base. It's 25, I believe.
or is it 30?
Oh, 30, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
91.
All right, you don't do yourself any damage.
Oh.
Wow, you guys are trying to. Okay.
So who's dying today?
You're.
Wait a minute, real quick. If I decide to inspire it or not, what happens? It's not like that other game where if you keep missing your con rolls or whatever, you die. Or how does that work?
So you're at 1 hit point. At
Yeah.
0 hit points, you're going to go unconscious,
Yep.
and then it's going to be con rolls.
Okay. But to get there, something actually has to happen.
That's right,
Or
yeah.
like, do I just bleed out?
No,
kind of
you're
thing?
gonna if you just get to 0
Yeah.
and then something happens, then it's just a normal con roll.
Okay.
But if you go down from that again, then it becomes a hard con roll.
Okay.
It's kind of hard to die.
Okay. Just wait. They all
Kids at
have
home
turns
who
again.
know the rules. Kids at home who know the rules know that I'm mixing in some pulp Cthulhu with this.
Sure. Well, and humans are shockingly hard to kill and sometimes.
They are.
I'm not having any trouble here. You guys are doing my job for me.
Clearly.
I'm just gonna
So sorry.
hold for inspiration because things always go much.
So you're not
worse.
going to use the inspiration?
No.
Because it would be hard to roll worse than that.
Yeah,
instead,
but it
hopefully.
could. It's also highly possible.
I mean, given that apparently your idea of first aid in your team is putting a thumb in it like the little Dutch boy.
All right.
Oh, look at those. Those are cool.
We're gonna give these away next
Are they
Wednesday
sparkly?
after
Yeah, they are.
Cthulhu.
Ooh,
They're
nice.
like snowflakes.
They are snowblind,
Oh, wow.
limited edition sets.
Limited edition, you collectors out there. Get a
237
life.
out of 1,000.
Wow, only 1,000 of those were made. And how many of those 1,000 have been touched by Amy?
Just one.
Not yet.
Set.
Not
Say
yet.
Emma number 9. Soon to be Emma number 10.
So this is a limited doomed edition.
But hey, on the plus side, for the other game, these dice will be great.
All right,
Yes.
here's how it's going to work.
Yep.
Somebody starts with those dice. As soon as they roll either a fumble or a critical success, they move on.
All right.
So
That's
that
fair.
everybody at the table is going to
Yep.
probably
That's a
use
great
them
idea.
by the time
Okay,
this fight is done.
Oh man.
The way you guys are fumbling. All right, So you're just gonna. You tried first aid.
I feel like I'm all in. Here we go.
I was on a roll until I
So you
wasn't
could. I mean,
anymore.
you have inspiration and a half.
I
So
know.
I mean, you could inspire that first
My
aid roll.
problem is if I don't do it, I'm going to end up cutting off my own arm. I feel like that's a
you know,
possibility.
I'm in favor of inspiring. I will second
You know
that.
what?
Yeah.
It's an arm. If it's the
Arms
left
are-
one, I say let her go.
All right.
Arms are important, man.
Is it my left arm?
Yes. Sure.
F it. Should I use?
That's
should
the spirit.
Should I
use the new
Use
dice.
the new dice.
Use the new dice.
We say in chorus.
I always wanted a prosthetic.
Come on,
something.
worse. Let's pull an Amy on these.
88.
All right, it's not
Still-
worse.
still
All
just as bad.
But so you're essentially now you're folded into part of the couch, just
Yeah.
holding your arm,
How much of the
going
couch
like,
is?
she has a gun.
How much of the couch is now full of blood?
What did you
Yeah, this couch.
88%.
Boy, this couch is ruined. I mean, well and truly.
Which, to be fair, is exactly how a normal person would react to getting shot in the arm.
That was 40s, so it's you two.
30.
30.
Not me.
Oh, sorry, you're
Yeah,
in the 70s.
last
30.
one.
Yeah, I have the lowest.
I have
We're not
great
quick.
decks. Just almost
I'm gonna run into the house and pull my 38.
All right, so you run into the house, and there is just chaos
Hide,
everywhere.
hide.
You see, so you're in a hallway, and there are two rooms you can see from the hallway. The living room, where you see a nice old lady with a
keeps saying
frying
nice.
pan, who seems to be hissing somehow. And you also see Professor Aldridge with a smoking gun, pointing into the living room from the kitchen. And she is standing at a stairway down.
Down, girl. I point it at the nice old lady,
Yeah.
and I aim for her head,
All
and then
right.
I pull the trigger.
All right, so if you want to take an aimed shot, I will say that if you make a hard success, you will do extra damage.
Okay.
But if you miss, there's a chance something bad will happen. This is essentially a push roll if you want to do an aimed shot.
Okay, I will.
All right,
Let's hope so.
just don't miss.
I got 3 other limbs.
Nope.
What'd you roll?
It's 79.
79.
Speaking of bad things, the next
you want to
reacher
inspire
gave us inspiration
Hey.
for the DM.
Ooh, I think I had one
damn
from
it.
last time, too.
You did, and it went into the boy, and it was used
All
to
right.
trigger the stuff. But yeah, so X reacher.
I have one. Thank you very
Gotcha.
much.
Oh boy.
Can I inspire that?
Yeah, you can
Yes,
inspire
yes,
that, yes.
I agree.
Use
low, roll low.
Roll low, roll low, roll low.
Same thing.
79.
Well, it's not an Amy. All right.
God.
creature
Go higher.
spelled with an X.
Yes.
What?
Rixer?
Creature.
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 Creek, sir?
Creature.
As long as it's not Krieger. Creature X?
No.
Where's the X?
X instead of the C.
Oh,
I see.
Creature. That sounds like something that the old nice old lady's saying. Everything C is replaced with an X. It's very
So there's a swimming pool of blood.
there's a lot of blood.
So much fun.
Yes.
Wonder what I was
You're welcome,
wearing.
YouTube. That was
It's been more than a half hour. We're fine.
on an 80. You're still downstairs, right?
Yes.
Okay. On in the 30s, Miles sort of goes, "Mother,"
They turn and look at the boy.
when he hears the screams and the gunshots and everything.
Has this happened before?
Is my mother okay?
I'm sure she's fine. I didn't hear her scream.
I'm sure she's fine.
Who's this
She
dweeb?
is. She's perfectly fine.
All normal.
Yeah, she hasn't been touched. All right.
I'll explain when we reconvene if we all survive
all right.
this.
All right.
On an 80, she
This is good.
How is she 90 and dexterous?
Because she's not 90.
Dry little
She's
old
like
ladies are
900.
scary.
Yeah.
She's a lizard person.
Yeah, you're starting to feel like this might be a borrowed skin. On a 90, she barks out the last awful syllables of whatever she was saying,
I'm so glad I'm downstairs.
and
Oh, that's
Yeah.
a spell.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hi.
That's why I was trying to
welcome
shoot her.
last
Spells
round.
don't exist. Oh, wait, they do.
and
Do we still have those protection amulets?
I mean,
What?
do you?
Actually, that's a good question.
What are
they'd be
they?
a lot better now. Well, maybe not. I don't know. Do you? Because
She
her-
did make them for us. And
She
like,
did
put
make them
them
for you, but
Yeah.
you also know that Inquane can find that magic. So, do you want? If you want to have them on, all you have to do is tell me you have them on.
What was it? I can't even remember.
Belle's made protection amulets during the new moon, that she used infused with her power, but her power, it appears, is easily traceable by the bad guys.
Okay.
So maybe you just threw them in the water.
Does it go with my outfit? That's the question.
Make me a luck roll.
Okay.
Mine accidentally slipped off of my neck and fell
19,
into
so
the
yes.
ocean after we heard that Nkwani could trace you with it.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so
Yeah, probably was
I made the luck roll. It
All
goes
right,
with my
yes, it
outfit.
goes very well with your outfit.
hidden in a not backup hotel or primary, just random hotel.
All right. So
I do have it in my coat pocket, but I'm not wearing it officially. But
Okay.
it's on my person.
both of you make me luck rolls.
Thanks.
The two people who seem to have actually tried to hurt her.
I made it.
Barely.
So you both made it?
Yep.
Yes.
Oh man. So you made it by 2. What'd you make it by?
29 out of 40.
So half-ish.
Okay.
Half-ish.
1/3.
So she finishes these these syllables, and she looks at you, and she like recognizes something in you,
Oh boy.
and you recognize something in her, like you, and make me a PAL roll. Oh.
Oh, critical success.
I made a hard success, and I was all excited. All right, there is a. I'm not
Okay.
going to use it on a critical. I mean, so there is a. You clearly see this. There's almost like a ripple that runs through bells, like if
I'm doing
like,
the worm.
Francois,
and you feel like your ears pop, like this pressure change all of a sudden, but then it passes, and like the old lady like gives you a look. Oh my! That was 80s. 70s. We'll go
75.
We started 75. Sure.
Because you're 70, right?
Yes.
Okay. Making sure I'm not skipping someone's turn. I'm gonna give the boy a really hard look and be like, "Has this happened before?" Screaming.
My mother getting shot? No.
Fair enough. And I'm gonna go upstairs and like peek over the edge, just to try and get a look at what's going on.
Well, she's still standing in the doorway.
Poke her in the ankle.
All
Move.
right. Her gun is drawn and has fired.
Octavia, what happened?
Mother is a creature. She's casting spells.
Oh, bloody hell. All right.
Make me an occult roll, by the way.
Yep.
All right.
Critical success. I rolled a 5.
You, oh man, you rolled a 5? Okay.
Yes.
She was, you feel like you recognize some of those syllables from a book you read once, and it seems like she was casting a spell called Withering.
Oh.
That, yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much all there. The name says it all.
She's casting a withering spell.
All right, that was, so are you doing anything, or are you just going upstairs?
I'm gonna come as far up as
You can
I,
get, she'll let you by.
Cool. Then I would like to make a knife attack on the scary old lady.
Okay. So, people are shooting at her.
Yep.
Okay.
If I can slit her throat and keep her from talking, no more spells get cast.
All right. Are you trying like a called shot or something? Well, let's see what you roll here.
I rolled a 36 out of 60.
Okay, so that's not quite a hard success.
No, it's not.
Okay.
I'm
so
making an attack.
You hit. Do your damage.
All right. I always have to look. I really shouldn't have to look anymore. But so it
Week's
is.
a long time.
It is. 3 total.
All right, so when you stab her, you hear like she's wearing armor or something. When you stab her, you hear a like kink.
And I tip my head and listen to that for a second. And can I get away? Can I disengage and like pull back a step or two?
Make me a dex roll. You're an assassin. This is your.
Oh yes, critical success.
Yeah, all right, yeah. You just like skirt in, go kink, and then you dodge back. So yeah, there's no chance anybody, unless they roll really badly.
If they were really badly, I'm just hitting the dirt.
All right, 70.
Before I go, at
Yeah.
70, no vocals.
Yep.
Has
Wait, no vocals.
no vocals. 1,500 bits.
Wow.
To us or to the DM?
All to us.
Okay. I was like, whoa, whoa, whoa.
All to us.
Maybe some vocals.
I'll take one right now.
Slap him in the arm with it.
There we go.
Actually, I need that.
Need to mainline some
Yeah,
inspiration,
just, you
everyone.
need to like graft it on.
It's like a nicotine patch or something.
All right. God, I don't-
Bloody needle, holy arm. What you gonna do? Lizard lady.
You're now not sure what blood on you is yours and what is Emma's.
Oh God,
So,
so many infections.
well, okay, so
Hopefully she didn't have hepatitis.
here's
It's like Warhammer.
here's the thing. I am pulling the kneading needle out,
Oh yes!
and I am going to stab the
Nice!
mother with it.
All right, make me a con roll.
Go dice.
With the
Pulling out of the needle.
snowblind
Here's
dice.
the snowblind dice.
91.
Oh.
That is not a fumble.
Inspiration then.
Yeah.
Inspiration.
Yeah, all
Inspiration
inspiration
is.
that. There we go.
Vocals.
32.
Nice.
All right,
Much
that
better.
That
probably
is
makes
a
it.
hard success.
Oh, nice. All right. So yeah, the tourniquet really helps
Somehow.
because you've lost most of the feeling in your leg now. So you're just like, whoosh. Make a knife roll.
Which is unarmed?
Yeah,
Brawl?
fight. No, it's fight. Yeah, fight brawl. Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd especially write in fighting knife. Oh, which I should check.
No,
I need that.
What'd you roll?
81.
All right. So
Yeah.
you.
We're in the 80s.
Yeah.
So she is sort of, the living room is about the size of it's a little bigger than this table. So you're sitting here and you start to get up to like reach to stab her, and your leg says don't get up.
Right.
And so you stay seated. You didn't fumble, so you don't like
Okay.
fall flat on your face, but you're like no.
Yeah. I'll just stand up like I always do. Oh, the leg doesn't work.
And like you're starting to get little swimming
And
things in
I
your
start
vision.
shouting, pins and needles, pins and needles. Literally.
70s, 60s, 50s,
Nope.
40s.
Yes.
Well, we went that way last. Oh,
Yeah.
wait, yeah. So we'll go this way.
Yeah,
this
so
time.
for me, I'm just gonna get up and leave the house. That's it. Just trail of blood, trail of tears.
All right. So, oh my God. So Emma just like
I'm waiting for the ambulance
rolls
on the
off
corner.
the couch
Yeah.
and like holding her arm starts to like serpent starts to like duck and like run out of the house.
I'm going to meet the ambulance.
You just be like, I'm the only one hurt. Get me out of here.
Taxi.
There is a noticeable trail of blood like leading out of the house now.
Well, if
Your old blood magic days are really.
Yeah.
Could have used it now.
40. What do you got?
So if she's still in range, I'm going to attempt to position
another shot?
myself so that I can at least get her down. Like maybe, I'll just trying to think. Should I just go to shoot her or a cold shot? Last time I missed so
any
badly.
damage is good damage.
I think you should tackle her. That's my.
Throw a book at her.
I love your terrible ideas.
I suppose I could grapple her.
How's your grapple skill?
Come on, she's like 80.
She's
Yeah. More like an 80 dex.
yeah. My brawling's okay. I guess we could do a brawl.
All right. So what are you trying to do?
Just try to grapple her around the throat.
Perfect. Make a brawl roll.
Critical success.
Boom!
I rolled a 5.
Nice. All right. So
dice
yeah,
are kind to you
you
today.
Yes. The other
you
one's
like-
bad dice.
Dice shaming, dice shaming.
I will put you on the shame
So
board.
she had been paying attention to Jezebel and like had reached out to like do something with a spell. You come up behind her and like put her in like some sort of wrestling hold that like has her arms up and she drops the fry. You got a critical. She drops the frying pan. You are surprised at how strong she is, but you have surprise, and so you got leverage, and so you have like your hands behind her head and you've like pinned her arms for now. So she is pinned.
Okay.
No vocals. 500 bits to the DM.
Oh,
Shocking,
I take
shocking,
back
I
almost
say.
everything I said about no vocals.
Almost.
Some vocals now. It's been upgraded.
Awesome.
Backup vocals.
Doop-doop-doop.
Thank you.
I bring the dad jokes. Okay, that was 40s. You're calling out your
Yep, 30s.
30s.
Oh boy. I forgot to ask, what does the rack spell do?
Yeah, you forgot to ask.
Yeah. Oh, great.
Whatever it does right now.
All right, I'm gonna use the rack spell. All
right.
Figure it out.
You are casting rack. All right,
Yes.
so make me a power roll.
I made it.
Okay. So there's a box in your character sheet called magic points.
Up here.
Oh, yeah.
And you're going to lose 5 magic points.
Okay.
You're also going to lose. Oh, this is awesome.
I don't like that sound.
You're going to lose 6 sanity
Holy smokes.
as you speak. You speak phrases that the human tongue was not meant to say.
Okay.
Everybody that is in there, so everyone except Emma, make a listen roll.
No.
Or should I say maybe fail a listen roll?
Please fail this.
99!
Okay, so officially the dice. You're up.
Oh boy.
Oh no, it gets better. I rolled a 69.
I rolled 24, which is actually a hard success.
Oh man! All right. So not only do you hear it, but you understand a little bit.
I-
So
I
all you
fail.
hear in your ears is like the thrumming of your blood as it's like slowly going out. You just there's like some rushing in your ears. You hear. You're like you've got her in a hold, and you start hearing very similar awful phrases, and you're like, is she doing it again? And then you look up and you see that it's Jezebel that is uttering those phrases, making her mouth is making shapes that a human mouth shouldn't make to utter these syllables. Make a sand roll.
Oh god.
Made it.
Okay, I have a question for you.
Made it by 4.
Are you okay with her doing that? With what you know about occult and that sort of thing?
Not exactly.
Okay.
No.
I'm asking that for my own information.
I would think that you're doing it for a specific reason, but considering
to see
everything
that
is
reason.
going on, I probably don't even know what the spell is. So
Right. Okay, so you made the power roll.
Well, she showed up out of nowhere.
right.
So, so you made that sand roll, so you're not going to lose anything for that. But now it's going to get worse. So you like point at the old woman whose name you don't even know. I
don't care.
Lady, and you say the last syllable, and just immediately, pustules start to form on her skin, and she starts screaming in this inhuman, hissing, awful scream. And she's just in pain, just in constant pain. And this is she keeps it's not getting any better. She's just like one long protracted scream.
I'm just gonna hold her and pull
So
her down.
holding her is really gross
I don't care
because she has
I'm not letting her go.
blisters and pustules and. All right, make a sand roll.
It's gonna be a tough chick right now. And I made it.
All right, you lose 2 sanity. So you lost 6 sanity. Normally, that would be a temporary insanity. So normally that would be fight, flight, or freeze. But I saw your reaction, and so that's your insanity. This, you like this.
Yeah.
Like that. This, the great part about this spell is it's hurting her.
Yeah.
You don't care what else it's doing. Like sure, I incapacitated her, but I hurt her. I inflicted pain, and I liked it.
Do I see this on her?
Oh yeah, you can see the smile. There is a not
It's
so
a big grin.
yeah. There's a
It's not subtle.
so the old lady, you are holding on to her. It's super gross. And the old lady starts screaming, "I surrender! Make it stop! Oh God!" Ah! And she'll keep saying that for. Miles, like crawls up the steps,
Oh no.
and he looks out. He's like, "Mother."
Get him downstairs. Jezebel, what are you doing?
Kick him down the stairs.
So there's going to be an ambulance showing up shortly. Yes. So you're just like outside.
Yeah, I'm just like.
You see a neighbor like. The mother is now just screaming.
Okay.
So you have the ability. You know that you have the ability to turn this off. You don't want to.
I'm not going to.
So like Jezebel is doing this.
Oh.
And just like looking at her. And the woman is just like scrunched up and she's screaming. You two make me sanity rolls for watching this. You've already made your sanity roll.
Oh, my sanity is so low right
That's
now.
a no.
That's a yes. I got a 9 out of 38.
Whoa. What?
I want to. Can I inspire
Yeah.
my?
Yes.
Yeah.
I
I
got
don't
this.
think you can inspire sanity rolls.
Yeah, totally made it.
All right. You each lose 1 point.
Gods. This is not a pleasant fight for me.
It is for me.
I'm so glad. Did she gain sanity from inflicting this much pain?
Oh no. Oh no. Nobody's gaining sanity from this. But it is clear to all of you that she is not only doing this, but she keeps doing it.
Okay.
And the old woman is is now like, if she could collapse, she would. You're holding her up, basically.
Okay. But she's still screaming.
Oh, yes. And like her skin is like breaking out in the pustules, and then like they'll go away and more will come out. It's just waves of agony.
Is there a way I can pinch off her veins on either side to knock her out? Because I've got
Sure,
her
you
like
can-
in
you
this
can
kind
try-
of hole. Can I just like squeeze?
So I'll ask you a question. Is she human?
I don't think so.
Well, this is one way to find out, I guess.
Yeah.
All right.
Does she have carotid arteries?
Make me
That's what. Yeah.
offer me. I mean, I'd accept first aid. I'd accept fighting. What do you think the role should be?
I think brawl because it's a strength and kind of like dexterous thing,
She is not resisting at all.
and that's a hard success.
All right.
5
Wow.
out of
Okay.
50.
So yeah, you put her in some sort of sleeper hold or something,
Yeah.
and you got a hard success. She just collapses,
Okay.
and that breaks the spell
Okay.
when she goes unconscious, and you're just like. But you are in your happy place, and you're totally aware of it.
Okay.
All right, so you all hear the ringing bell of an ambulance approaching,
Oh, gods.
and Miles is like crawling to his
I'm
mother.
crawling to
And
get
I said-
outside.
I'm
gonna meet
still
the
holding
ambulance
her.
as well.
Yeah.
I'm turning her around, looking at her, and like trying to do the whole like doctor check her out.
She
thing.
appears in every way human to you.
This is so odd,
Maybe a little heavy.
right?
When
Does she have any weird marks on her other than the
She's got like
pustules that came? Any
not
scarring?
really. No.
I'm just crawling out. I'm like, I don't know what it is. Never mind. Forget it. I was going to tell you to stab it, but never mind.
Well, I did stab it, and I hit some sort of resistance under her clothing. Check for that. I'm going to get the boy out of here.
Okay.
So where are you taking Miles?
Just back down into the basement. Just like
basement? All right.
wrapping my arm around him and being, come on.
I said, "Do you have a knife?"
When you say, "Do you have a knife?"
I just give her a look.
Miles has a reaction to that. What? Why are you going to stab my mom?
No,
What?
Then what do you need a knife for?
because there's other things in this house. Now go.
I pull out. I give her a look and then pull out a pocket knife and hand it to her.
Thank you.
Are you going to body Miles down?
Yeah.
Okay. So
Just like wrap my arms around.
Make a strength roll.
Oh, this is not going to be good for me.
well,
I am not a
I
strong
think it's going to turn out okay for you.
We'll find out.
Inspiration.
88.
Let's just say I can't use my inspiration. So you are currently in a detente of a slap fight with this sad, emaciated artist.
Can I use inspiration?
Yes.
Yeah.
I rolled a 1.
Oh my god! Your body's 10 miles down the stairs.
Brace a snack.
Hung over my shoulder.
Yeah, you just like
There was a little bit of resistance, and then you were like, nope.
put him over your shoulder like a sack of potatoes and walk downstairs.
and close the door behind me.
Okay. Luckily, the ambulance is going to be delayed a little bit because they've got 2 people to take care of. What are you doing? Are you just standing in the door? What are you?
I'm gonna put my gun away
right.
and I'm just gonna chill.
All right, yeah. You find out there's a cup of tea there. You just sit down and you're like sitting in the kitchen, just like having a cup of tea.
Yeah, I wouldn't sit on the couch.
This is a new dress. I don't want to ruin it.
I wouldn't drink the tea. I don't know what she did to it.
I did.
Oh, but she doesn't know that.
Fair.
All right.
Oh.
Okay. What are you gonna do? Like Jezebel's just watching you brandish a knife at her, and she's just like,
I'm trying to leave.
You're trying to leave?
Crawl out of here.
make
yeah.
a power roll, Jezebel, to
These
keep
are
from
new ones.
recommending,
right.
recommending vivisection techniques to her.
Ooh, critical success.
All right, yeah, you can choose. Either you resist the urge to like tell her where she should stab the thing for the best effect, or you tell her where she should, because she is now standing over this woman with a knife.
I'll tell her where to stab it for best effect.
All right, so she starts suggesting to you the best cuts of meat.
Do you know what she is?
Do I?
You don't care.
I mean,
This is quite unusual. The language she was speaking is very, not your average spellcasting.
yeah, and she was attacking you guys, so
What-
might want to just kill the beast that was hurting you. I don't see the problem with this right now.
I start mumbling something about in the powers of light. May they forgive me for what I'm about to do. Release her soul, and wherever, like her neck or whatever where do you say to stab her? Where's the best place
So-
to kill her? To kill her quickly.
I mean, well, for a person, it would be either the throat or the heart. Those would be the two. So she surrendered
Right.
in all this pain, and she's incapacitated. So you're having some moral. Well, I don't know. Are you having some moral qualms about this?
I am, because she's a creature, but I don't know if she's like one of the bird parrot things or if she's like some other version of it. I don't know if she's curable. That's the problem. But I do know that if we don't stop her, she'll just keep doing what she's been doing.
Exactly. So just kill the thing. So she doesn't come attack us again. Easy peasy.
Lemon squeezing.
This is not how they talk in the 20s, I realize that.
Maybe easy.
Bob's your uncle?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I don't feel like looking up 20 slang.
Yeah, it's too much work.
You're the bee's knees, doll. Bo
Yeah,
is
yeah, sugar lips.
the casual misogyny.
It comes back every now and again in our D&D games. We will occasionally dip into the characters
Yep, Triple Richard.
when
Triple Richard.
quadruple.
All things considered, I look down the hallway, I hear the sirens, I look at her, I just go with my gut instinct and
Okay.
offer.
I'm a little proud right now.
Sure. Yeah, you can end her life. No problem.
I kind of look in her mouth to see if there's any sign of that. You know, there's the scarring on her.
No, there's no
Anything
sort
like
of
that?
carceri or anything like that.
I look at her wrists or look at.
No, her
any
body
markings?
seems no. Well, I mean now her throat is open,
Right.
and
Other
she
than that.
seems to be bleeding red. I'm gonna make you an offer, and that offer is: do you think this costs you a sand roll?
Yes.
Well, then make me a sand roll.
I made it.
All right,
65.
you lose 2 sanity. And the enormity of, what is to you apparently, despite, you have the weird dichotomy in your head of this was some sort of beast, but it was also, it looks like a person. Did I just kill a person? I don't.
Yep.
And an ambulance pulls up.
Okay.
And 2 orderlies get out. And have you been shot?
Yes. I've been shot. Take me to the hospital. I get in, slam the door.
Wait for me. As I'm crawling out. I need to.
Like as soon as you say yes, I've been shot. Like they both like duck down.
I've already I'm on the back in the bed, wrapping myself up, hitting the thing. Drive.
And I open the door. I'm like, move over, Emma.
One of the orderlies is blowing on a whistle.
Okay.
Shoot.
And the other one is ducking down and
Okay, and I'm just yelling at, what are you two doing? Get in here. We're going to the hospital now.
Is the gunman still here?
Well, who cares? Let's go. I'm bleeding, man.
Who cares? Let's go. Is there anyone else that requires medical attention?
No.
Who's that?
So you're just nope, this is everybody.
Let's go.
What?
But what?
There's a trail of blood into the house.
That's me.
And me.
What did this to you?
The old lady in there.
Oh no.
She shot you.
Who cares?
And stabbed me.
Why didn't she shoot you?
She stabbed me first.
I love this.
Well, all right. Jerome, get them to the hospital.
Thank God, Jerome. Let's go. We finally have some sense in this damn town.
Jerome.
I literally get off the bed and slam the back of the ambulance door.
I love that you guys just admitted yourselves to the ambulance. All right, so yeah, the ambulance will take off. An orderly is staring in the door, and you're just sitting there drinking a tea. And you have a dead woman in your lap?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I'm sitting
Sand roll?
Hold on, should I just prep one of these?
The orderly
This doesn't look good.
just looks in.
He should have gotten in the ambulance. I said, let's go.
Somewhere and was told you so.
Pretty much.
Listen to him.
So there's an orderly in the door, just you three are.
I'm downstairs with Miles with the basement door closed.
Miles is Miles just keeps asking you where. I need to see my mother.
So you remember all of the things that you saw when you go into the paintings?
This isn't story time. I need to see my mother.
Your mother was one of those things.
She's my mother.
Things from those worlds can take over people. I've seen it happen several times before.
So you're saying she stopped being my mother?
Yes.
Well, person I just met, thank you for that information.
A person that you
Let me see my mother.
person that you just met who has seen this before and lost a great deal to it as well.
Let me see my mother. Why did you drag me down here? Let me see my mother.
I'm picking up the body,
Okay.
and I'm going out towards the orderly, and I'm saying,
The orderly is backing up. And you're walking forward. He's
I said, you need to do something with her, because there's a young man in there that is going to be shocked when he sees his mother.
What happened to her?
She went ballistic crazy, and she attacked an officer and the other private investigator and myself.
Make me a luck roll. Let's see if that gun is still around.
I made it.
All right, you managed to put your gun away.
Thank goodness.
So you're this snaps the orderly sort of back into and he takes the woman and he starts checking her and her throat was slit.
That's correct.
But well, let's make a first aid roll. Oh wow. She didn't struggle.
Oh my god.
No.
He starts to back away again. I think nobody should leave this place. Please don't hurt me.
I'm not gonna hurt you.
That's right.
That's why I chose an arm and not a leg. That is 100% why I chose an arm and not a leg.
It's a lot easier to run if you have both legs.
Yep.
This is true.
I will be limping behind.
Let's run.
So, sir, I'm part of a private investigation team that is here. Following up on a case, this particular woman was infected with something. Look at the boils on her skin. And she has lost
Good.
control. She's infectious, and so in order to prevent her from possibly hurting anybody else more, we need to get her body quarantined and out of here.
I'm going to give you a choice. You can make a persuade. You can make a medicine, because you're like trying to sort of blather him, or you can make a fast talk.
Okay, let's see here. We will do a persuade.
Okay.
No, but I didn't critically fail it.
Okay.
Do you want to
Yes,
info it?
let's use
Yes.
it. Yep.
Please.
Thank you.
Those are leaving another country.
38. Yes,
Without
I
even
made that.
meeting anybody.
All right. So you have diffused. Talking about that stuff has managed to diffuse it. He got too good a roll on his first aid, so the whole she didn't fight back thing has him really worried. So when you said she's infectious, he won't touch the woman now, but he won't like. He's just like, no, we should just not leave. The police will be here soon.
Don't you have something to cover her up and get her out of here?
I mean,
Like a bag or something, sir. I mean,
the
these
ambulance
happen.
is gone.
I'm surprised we didn't steal the ambulance.
I don't want to keep holding her.
I mean, somebody go get a sheet.
Okay. I just casually walk over.
You like walk up and you open her linen closet. You're like towel.
All right, this one works.
Yeah.
And then I go.
You
And
get the
All
whitest
out of
sheet
London.
she's got.
this looks newly washed.
All right. Jezebel might be the main villain of this module.
It's becoming more and more apparent.
All right. Yeah. So you lay a sheet over her, and when you come forward, the orderly is like backing you away a little further because like you're just like you've got this smile on your face the whole time of just like there's nowhere I'd rather be than in this blood-soaked house right now.
It's beautiful. The color red.
He hasn't seen the living room.
Oh no.
Nope, he doesn't see it yet.
Oh, good.
So you hear the whistles of that are sort of the. Unfortunately, suburban London does not have police call boxes, so the police blow whistles as they're to like say come near, and a bobby bikes up.
I love this mental image.
Yep.
It's the
With
bicycle
these
police.
knees coming out.
And he comes off, and the orderly says, "Stay here," and he goes up over to talk to the policeman.
Let's get out of here.
All
You're
right.
downstairs.
I am still downstairs.
So it's you two.
Yeah. Let's get out of here.
Alexandria's downstairs.
Let's go grab her and let's go. Is there a back door to this place?
I have no idea.
Yeah.
Great. Let's go
So
through the back door.
this is these are row houses. So like there's a small backyard that would essentially butt up to the backyard of the next house. There's kind of just rows of backyards all connected together
Do you know how to hop a fence?
with like little they're hedges, so it's easy.
Yes, of
Okay,
course I
easy.
do, but I say in Spanish because I know you know a little Spanish from Peru. It's time to go, andale.
I don't have anything in Spanish.
I didn't learn any Spanish.
I was unconscious.
yeah.
Alexandria was in a coma.
All she learned in Peru was how not to sing.
Too soon, man.
I want to give myself a quote for that.
You should.
Is
Yes.
there any language that you know? That's
Italian.
Italian. Okay, I could probably say it in Italian.
Yeah, sure.
go.
Yeah, it's close enough in
go.
Spanish. She's
Oh,
saying
so
like
she says it in Spanish, but
time to
Italian
go.
and Spanish are
Yeah.
close.
Time to go.
I like glance up.
I just want to see my mother.
All right, if you like.
All right. So
But I'm gonna like pause and look at him and say, "You're not insane, or at least not more so than the average human. You're just seeing more than what the average human does. For what that's worth."
who are you people?
The Great Danes.
We're an investigation team that specializes in this sort of thing.
Is my mom okay?
I don't know.
He's gonna like go upstairs.
Yeah, and I'm gonna follow him upstairs and just like.
When he sees you two, he gets a little panicked, and then he sees the sheet,
Yeah.
and he lets out just a tortured wail, which the Bobby hears. So if you're gonna leave, if you stick around, you're gonna need to deal with the police.
I'm walking downstairs already to the back door. I'm out.
All right, yeah. Jezebel just turns around and heads for the back door.
Bye.
I'm kind of nodding to you, going, "We've got to go."
I'm gonna glance around and make sure I haven't left any of my knives behind this time. I'm not making that mistake again.
Nope, you've got everything you need.
Excellent.
Nobody threw anything.
Fantastic.
And you remembered to put your gun away. So, so yeah, you guys can. So it's a little bit of a tense sort of cat and mouse game as there are whistles going off, but none of you. Make me a luck roll. Let's see how covered in blood you are.
Critical success. I rolled an 8.
I don't know how you slit somebody's throat, but
I had gloves on.
I did it very quickly. Yeah, you just got rid of the gloves. Somehow you slit somebody's throat, and like there's a few dots that it would be almost impossible for anybody to see.
And as we're walking, I like hold out my hand for my pocket knife. Thank you.
All right, so this is gonna get uncomfortable for you two.
Okay.
So you're taken to a local hospital, and you immediately each get 3 hit points back.
Okay.
Yay.
From first aid that is done on the spot
By professionals.
by the National Health Service. And
Gotta wait 3 months for it, but it's
let's not start this.
Yeah.
And
Did they have NHS back then? Because it was post World War II. I think
no, they didn't.
started.
Well, they had NHS, but it wasn't nationalized yet. It was still.
But we're also in London.
Yeah, well, you're in a suburb, but yeah. So you at the hospital, they want to keep you for days.
Okay. I want a hook.
No, they're gonna they're pretty sure that if they can just patch it up, it's just gonna take time.
Okay.
And but they're like, you've lost a great deal of blood, and you appear to have been really badly stabbed and really badly shot, and you have a concussion, we believe.
Indeed.
So
yeah.
This crazy lady attacked me with a frying pan, stabbed him in the leg, shot me in the arm.
all right. So where are you three going?
So are we closer to my flat or hers?
Whichever you prefer.
All right. I'm going to suggest that we beat a tactical retreat back to my flat and be out of the way for a little while, because they're going to be looking, and the kid got a really good look at all of us. I don't remember. Did we give them our names?
And he's a painter.
Yeah. Shit. You got a really good look at us, and you didn't. Where did you come from?
I'll tell you later. It's a long story.
Because last I knew anything, you were unconscious in your bed.
Yeah, it's a long story.
Fair enough.
Fair about it. Travel you did in a short time.
Did I?
Let's
I'm sure she'll explain it at some point. So let's. But the boy is a painter, and a very detailed one, and he saw all of us.
Well, I don't see anything wrong with going to a local hospital to check on our friends.
Which local hospital?
You think you can find which one? You two have been in scrapes before. Make me intelligence rolls.
Yeah. 69 again. Seems to be the right number today.
37.
So
hard success?
It's just a success for me.
It's going to the hospital. Like, if you're going to go to the hospital, you need to go fast because that's where the cops are going to go.
Right.
I'm going to suggest that we stay away from the hospital, actually.
But if we're a private investigator team, that'd make our stories all knit together.
If we show up at the hospital asking for people who have been burnt, who have been stabbed and shot, the cops, the bobbies are going to be coming a great deal faster.
Do any of you have law skill?
No.
I was like, the 2 people in the hospital do.
No more than the base.
Anybody that has, you can roll it.
Roll it, why not?
All right, lucky dice, come on.
You're right. Yeah, no.
Ah, nah.
Okay, yeah.
So we know that the nurse is going to call the cops.
Yeah. No, I strongly suggest that we stay away. And
There are also going to be some questions about the firearms.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I strongly suggest
I
that,
don't have
that we stay away and
Well, they don't know who has it, but
Yeah, I'm blaming it on the old lady.
she's got evidence that there was one involved.
Emma has my number. Or Emma has my address. She knows how to find
Yeah.
me.
Yeah, you can send a telegram.
Yeah. Or the mail service, as you were saying
Yes,
last
that's right.
week.
The
The thing
mail
is the bullet that's in Emma's arm is mine.
And as long as your gun is
Well, is it?
anywhere
Because
near-
I thought it was a through and through. I don't know.
Then
Whatever.
the bullet's probably in the house.
Yeah, the bullet is in the house.
Yeah.
as long as your gun isn't anywhere near it.
So you don't even need to make a law roll. Ballistic science was not
In the 20s,
Yeah,
yeah.
it was not to the point where they could trace bullets to.
I think it is a bad idea to give them more targets to look at, in my opinion.
All right.
I suggest going to your apartment then.
All right. I try.
How are we going to deal with a painter
I don't know,
who can paint all of our faces?
but it doesn't have any of our names, and there's a lot of people.
Wanted, these 3 impressionistic people
And there's a lot of people in
standing on a
London.
bridge with water lilies.
I mean, is he a good painter?
He's an excellent painter.
Oh, great.
He only paints creepy stuff, though. So
Well, we're
Obviously,
we're
his
pretty
living room
creepy at
full
this
of
point.
Yeah.
We're pretty creepy at this point.
Um,
And he paints things that he sees that are not of this world, or at least not of this time. I'll explain later.
Curiouser and curiouser.
Exclaimed Alice.
all right, so you two stay overnight in the hospital.
Yeah.
The next day, there is.
Are we? Is there any place close that I can talk to him and get our story straight?
For the purposes of dramatic effect, you're put in the same room.
Okay. Oh, good. Oh, goody.
I love
Handcuffed to the same bed.
Oh, the romantic tension is
Yeah.
strong here.
Or the tension to jump out the window.
And both of you make spot hidden rolls.
No.
Where's your other dice? Let me try these. 52. So I'm making it's just a regular one.
Nice. All right. Well, you've been in the hospital, like you've just gotten your first aid done.
Yeah.
They put you in a room, and when they put you in a room, you notice that there's always someone standing at the door.
Okay, and they're plainclothes individual?
Yeah.
Like, are they, what do they look like to me? Do they look like somebody in the hospital or do they look like security for
They
them?
look like somebody from the hospital,
Okay,
but also security.
okay. And just like a hospital, the door is typically open unless you shut it?
That's right.
Okay.
He doesn't appear to be listening or anything like that. He's just like, somebody said don't let anybody leave, and
Okay.
he's not letting anybody leave.
Okay, which is fine. I
Yeah.
really, so I roll up to you and just
Slide over the bed.
kind of wheelchair over.
He can't really walk. You can walk.
Yeah.
So
So far I've been telling everybody that the old lady did it.
Sounds good to me.
So, and so I
She went
ca-
crazy.
Well, I kind of forgot. Did she stab you or did you stab you? I don't even remember anymore. I'm so. what?
Yes. Or you stabbed
All the
you.
good quotes are from Emma
As far
today.
as anyone needs to know, she stabbed me.
Okay. Got it. And we were there to buy a painting.
Really, that's everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were there to look at the paintings.
And she went crazy, stabbed you, hit me with a frying pan.
Tried to drug you with the tea. tea.
I don't know about that, but sure,
tea
I
was
agree.
drugged. The
Okay,
tea was drugged.
you stick with that story.
They can, I don't know, can they do trace elements of whatever? They can drink the tea and get drunk themselves.
And then all of a sudden it sounds like a party.
I don't know. She drugged the tea and then tried to kill us.
Okay.
I would pay money to watch that.
I'm not. You can stick with the tea thing. I don't know anything about the tea. All I know is then I heard gunshot, like it hurt, and I just crawled outside and I was done. Why did we call the ambulance? I don't even remember what happened there. I'm having survivor amnesia.
We called the ambulance when she died when she stabbed me.
See how this is falling apart already? Let's try this again.
I love this.
She called the ambulance though because the lady who I was yelling call an ambulance and hearing me scream in the background call an ambulance knows it wasn't me who called the ambulance. Whatever that lady's name was.
That made perfect sense.
We're totally on morphine too. This is better.
Yeah.
I stabbed myself. She called the ambulance, then she shot you. That doesn't sound any better. Doesn't sound any
It
better.
sounded less maniacal.
Good.
It's true.
That's
Truth is stranger than fiction.
She stabbed me, felt remorseful, called the ambulance,
Then shot you.
unremorsed herself, and shot you.
All of the roots.
All of my characters are like this. Because it's just me.
Unremorsed.
Well, there's been less dynamite than you.
That's true.
My God.
Oh man, I'm looking forward to
I forgot. What did you just say? What happened again?
There's something about unremorsing.
I was stabbed. Let's just say I was stabbed.
Wow, the dangling participle in that sentence is huge.
I demanded an ambulance.
enough to hook a shark.
I demanded an ambulance. We called the ambulance. She wasn't really. Oh, here's the thing. She wasn't really calling the
commandeered
ambulance.
the ambulance.
Yeah, because she was like talking some gibberish with the lady on the phone. I just grabbed it and said, "Get an ambulance, get an ambulance,"
She
and then gave the
stabbed
phone
me,
back.
pretended to call the ambulance.
I called the ambulance
And
then.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
And then I hung up the phone.
They don't have call recording here, do they?
I don't know. No, but that lady on the other
20s.
end of the phone could hear me screaming, "Call an ambulance, call an ambulance," while she
Right.
was chit-chatting about how's the weather and whatnot.
Right.
Irma,
Okay.
I believe. Was
Okay. We got
it
Irma.
Joyce?
We've got Irma.
Oh, Joyce. Yeah, it was Joyce.
We've got Joyce as a
Okay.
semi-witness.
Okay.
So, all right,
So nobody's going to come see you for a day.
which is fine.
Yeah,
It's
you've
gonna
spent a
take
day.
all of this time.
conversation
Yes.
takes
Yeah,
a day.
it does.
Yes, it does.
It's part of a day.
Yes.
Unremorsing?
I'm thinking there's a chocolate chip cookie involved in unremorsing.
So you three are at her house, and may all three of you make me intelligence rolls.
41 and maybe.
Okay, I don't like these dice.
Next.
What'd you roll?
92.
Oh, well, it's not technically
It's not a good roll, so you can't pass them yet.
Um,
can I inspire that? Because I missed it by like 3.
I mean, doesn't matter how much you missed, but she made it, so you're good.
Yeah.
As long, okay.
Only one of you need Megan, no problem.
Okay.
You don't need to waste your inspiration.
Yeah, I got a 41 on a 25.
So,
You're
you have, I mean, you don't have a lot of contacts here, but you've got, I mean, maybe Mahoney could help you some with at least figuring out what hospital they're at, or, you know, getting you access to them. Maybe he could even get you press badges, who knows. And then the other one is you, in that story about the Egyptian murders, there was an inspector at Scotland Yard, Inspector Barrington.
Barrington.
And so, you know, that's the other thought you have, is like two people that maybe you could talk to about this.
So what do you think? The Mahoney and Inspector Barrington might...
Pardon me, one other thing. You made the intelligence roll. Tomorrow, Wednesday, you have an appointment with the Penhew Foundation.
That's right.
Wash the blood off.
She somehow didn't get blood. I don't know who the assassin is here. She slit somebody's throat and didn't get any blood on her at all. You're a little impressed with that.
I'm just like, you did, and you did that with a pocket knife.
Yeah.
Not bad.
I've used a pocket knife more than any other knife.
Well, then a pocket knife was the right choice to give you.
The knife chooses the murderer, Henry.
I'm
did you know?
I don't even watch
Are you the
those movies.
psychic?
No, I'm just very good at my job.
So it's about, by the time you get to her house, it's 5 o'clock in the evening.
So what do you think? We have Mahoney and Lieutenant Barrington, who I'm sure would be happy to help.
I'm not confident that going to the police and what would we say to the police at this point?
Just use the word unremorsed.
Yeah.
For some reason, I'm thinking we should use the word unremorsed.
Is that a word?
It is now.
Could put a more... Yes, English does allow for such adaptations. But anyways,
English is my language.
what about...
Mahoney may be the better option because this has all of the earmarks of a penny dreadful. He would love this.
It does. Well, shall we get a message out to him? See if we can
See if we can reach out to him.
You know where his office is, so you could also just go to his office.
I am not fond of the idea of giving people my address unless I absolutely must.
Understood.
Yeah, it's always a better idea to go to them.
Emma.
Look, they're learning. Look, they're learning.
I'm slow, but I learn eventually.
We can be taught. We also have the appointment tomorrow with the Penhue Foundation.
Yes, I would like to have them with us when that happens, but it seems unlikely that will be the case.
You show up.
Like,
He's on crutches, and you're like,
we're ready to go to Egypt, sir.
Let's get
Yes, sir.
out.
Yes, sir. Oh wait, no, in England it's this.
So,
I think that we should go and talk to Mahoney. What do you think?
I'll go along with it.
What do you think, Octavia?
well, I'm not sure we should be casting spells of that magnitude.
You cast a spell?
I won't do it. We're good.
Do you learn a few new tricks?
Yeah.
Before we go anywhere, I'd like to know how you got to where you were in such a short period of time.
I mean, did you really know my skills before?
Had a pretty good idea.
Are you sure? I do have tricks up my sleeve. And I haven't,
noticed.
revealed all of my magic to you. Or anyone, really.
And that's fair. Everyone has their secrets.
Yeah.
You are seeming a little darker. I'm very perceptive, remember?
I mean, I am Indian,
teach.
so.
I teach.
Oh my god!
I teach for a living. That's not what I meant. I meant
I know, I just had to. High five on that one. That was brilliant.
Did you get a tan?
Yes, I did.
Look what you've done with your hair.
Thank you.
Oh my god.
Jasmine. But it seems, even for you, a little darker than normal.
I mean, you guys were in a very dire situation, so I had to pull out, one of the darker spells to get you out.
But it was along the same lines as what she was doing.
But you're alive, aren't you? Would you rather have me not do it and then have all of you dead?
Honored to be on your list of short few that you deem worthy enough to keep alive. Just saying.
And you did want to learn about magic, didn't you?
True, but there's something a little unusual about seeing one's skin boil and another taking pleasure in it happening.
I miss all the interesting things.
I'm just a little worried. Yes. Don't know. Well, just don't go too far deep on the dark,
Okay.
if you can help it.
Okay.
I think the reason that we're concerned,
I like you.
Bells, is because when you were doing the seance on the boat, do you remember anything from that?
I remember trying to contact Jackson Elias, and then later I woke up in my flat.
You were completely possessed by the Dark Pharaoh. And he said that you were very close to being basically under his control or on his side of things. And he was thanking you for all the things that you've been doing. Like every time you do magic, every time you do channeling, he and
What does the Dark Pharaoh have to do with my magic?
Silas
Silas and
and
Kwane
Kwane can track you.
The word quiz is unremorse.
It's boy. B-O-I.
Oh.
Hashtag boy. Hashtag boy, everyone.
Hashtag boy. B-O-I.
B-O-I.
The boy.
Like boy, but only with the
Because I'm out of Amy's range.
It's not a word.
Unremorse was better.
Unremorse is
would've
better.
been
It also takes
And
longer
they'll-
to type.
Yeah, not only that, how do you
Where the hell are they
actually spell
going? They're freaking on Twitch. These are not people that don't know how to type.
Fair.
It's spell.
Spell hell,
Yeah, I don't know how to spell it.
So we give them a misspelling of boy.
No, the Dark Pharaoh was indicating that you were within inches of taking his gift, and he was the one who was gifting maggots and things like that. So gifts from him are a little suspect.
Hey, he talked about the 5 through you. His voice through you. Took us to an interesting vision quest too.
Vision's a word. No, we were there.
I know, it's like he transported us there. He literally removed us all from the boat.
I have no memory of any of this.
You didn't. We saw a lot of things. He took us around to a lot of different places, and I explained with Hilton Adams and with the mansion and just everything.
Pyramid, with the
the
sky.
pyramid with the open skyway, and I'm just like, these are all of the things that we saw that he showed us, and we have no reason to believe that he was lying.
And he was thanking us for continuing his apocalyptic ventures.
Hastening them, even. So.
And that you were the key to keeping track of us, knowing what was going on.
That's a little creepy.
Which is why just...
That's an interesting word to choose.
I mean, again, I have no memory of this.
No, I
I
didn't.
remember the boat ride and trying to contact Jackson Elias, and then I was in my flat. That's it. And then I got up, and then I tried to, come to you. Oh, wait.
What happened?
There was a chalice on my bedside table when I woke up. It said drink me, so I did.
Because that's always the wise choice.
I mean, it smelled good. It was really good mead.
Oh, it was mead? Okay, I understand.
Did it have a really rich aroma to it?
It had some honey in it, and it was just delicious. I need to find a bottle of that soon.
Mead is...
That can be arranged. Oh wait,
Ancient
that
Norse?
can be arranged.
And I did see the Dark Pharaoh, but he didn't come as you have described him before, the black obsidian type thing. He was an Egyptian sphinx with no face.
Did he say he was the Dark Pharaoh?
Was that the Dark Pharaoh?
I believe he was the Dark Pharaoh. I don't know.
The Dark Pharaoh has always made himself black obsidian in color and proclaimed himself to be...
I mean, honestly, I don't remember any conversation we had, if we had one. And then I was transported in front of a house, and then I saw Emma being bludgeoned in the head with a frying pan.
Just so we're clear, are you intentionally concealing the...
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. I wondered.
Yeah.
I wondered.
I'm not saying
I wondered
anything.
too.
Both of you can make psychology rolls.
Ugh.
And you can either make persuade or fast talk, whichever is better.
Rolled a 7.
And in case anybody
Critical
needs
success.
Oh, we
we
got
have a lot of inspiration coming through. So
Wow.
1,500 bits from the Hefner.
Oh, thank you, Hal.
Thank
30 inspiration.
I'd like to, use one of them.
You got to get somebody to agree to it.
And no vocals, another 1,000 bits.
Wow, no vocals.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so much.
Hef, I saw your comment in the chat about the tall halfling. No, it's not.
Would anyone like to back up
yes.
Lady Jezebel
Yay!
for some inspiration against her own party?
I
It's got an arm.
That's common.
I was not coming back.
I'm not allowed to inspire this because that was
Critically success, though.
Did you fumble?
I rolled 100.
I rolled a 2.
Wow.
Oh,
I
Wow.
rolled 100.
Wow.
You believe everything
Absolutely
she said.
every word out of her mouth.
You won't have a word said against her. You rolled a 2?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so you're even. So, I mean, she seems to be telling the truth. maybe she's leaving some stuff out, but she seems to be telling the truth.
Also, does she have to pass the dice? Because that was like a.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah, here you go.
She could not get rid of those fast enough.
They're so pretty.
They are.
All right, we're gonna go to break.
Okay.
And we will be back. It's 8:20. We will be back in before 8:30. That is my promise to you.
Are we
Excellent.
doing the?
Hashtag
Yeah.
bully.
BOI.
Again, BOI for
Yes.
those of you who.
Because that's short for book.
Yeah.
Book of Inspiration. It's
Yes.
an acronym.
Oh.
All right, everybody. Thank you. We're gonna go right
We'll
now.
be back. It's not my fault. I was here at 8:30. Just want that on the record. All right, so when we went to break, everything had fallen apart gloriously. For those of you just joining,
Oops.
Everything fell apart.
Yeah.
Everything's great.
Everything's fine.
this half of the table is in the hospital under police guard. This half of the table...
Not care. Not
care. No, yeah. I
Whatever.
mean, you're getting care.
Yeah, okay, good.
But
I would not want the police to give me care. That sounds uncomfortable.
this half of the table is scheming something, and maybe worried about each other. We're not sure. There could be. Are you going to do anything that evening,
Do we want to go and talk to... I've lost his name.
Mahoney?
Thank you. I wanted to call him Mulaney. I'm like, no, that's the comedian.
We'll just put Bertha and Miles away.
Bye.
Forever.
For now.
Hopefully.
Miles is still around.
The
I
sooner
love that he's a painter.
the sooner we connect with the police, the better we can wrangle the artist. And we need to do that. If we don't, whoever Mother was really working with is going to come looking, I'm sure.
Do you think that it's the London branch of the Bloody Tongue?
Possibly. Seems most likely.
So what do you recommend that we say to the police?
Mahoney specifically?
Well, Mahoney's the editor of the Scoots. He's not a policeman.
We haven't
Police
met the inspector yet.
That's correct.
We can just blame it on the guys next door.
That was my plan, was to blame it on them.
Urban Mask has won.
What?
Wait a minute.
What is...
Hold on.
No, cheat.
I thought employees were
Yeah, isn't he an
disqualified.
employee?
Oh, he's an employee.
Wait, definitely not an employee,
Yeah,
legally
no.
speaking.
I've not signed.
That's fair.
I haven't signed anything.
What is he gonna get? What's he gonna get? What are you gonna get?
Yeah, what's he
Warren?
gonna get?
We have to. If he won, we get to pick for him.
Yes.
He's getting the Cthulhu starter
He's getting a
set.
bag of jelly beans and like it.
He's gonna get something. You know what? I mean, he threw
needs a love.
down 5,000 bits on natural one.
That's true.
Yeah, but
He
what's
asked
he
for-
done for me?
He asked for Curse of Strahd.
Curse
let me
of
ruin
Strahd.
It for, let me ruin
Let's see
it
if I
for
can get
you.
one from Jason.
It's barely been used.
Oh, we got to the castle.
How did that go?
We got to the
Never
castle.
happened.
I think
Never
they're
happened.
still they're finishing
My
it on
character
us.
was like, I hate this town. I hate these people. I either want to go home or, yeah.
This
Or
is a
we're-
theme in Amy's
Yeah.
characters.
I hate everybody. Let's go make wine.
All right, so you're going to Scotland Yard or you're going to Mahoney? What are you?
I am not in favor of dealing with the police, but I understand that I'm slightly biased against dealing with police. So,
Make me a luck roll.
uh-oh. Missed it by 3.
You're not sure that the police wouldn't have some questions for you
For me
in
specifically.
an unrelated manner.
Oh.
I have my reasons for not wanting to go near the bobbies if I could avoid it.
Well, let's look at this logically.
Oh, good. That's a good way to deal with Eldritch horror.
Well, thinking like the police, that's how they will look at this. So,
Fair.
going along that thinking, we flee the scene. We need to have a good reason for that. He's going to identify us. That's also
Maybe.
a logical, reasonable deduction right there.
We didn't give him our names.
Doesn't matter if we've got names or not. If he draws exact portraits of what we look like, it'll be really hard to deny.
How many people are in London at this point?
I mean, you are a famous opera singer.
Not
Millions.
anymore.
I would tell them to make an intelligence roll.
To know how many people are in London?
No, to just, to logic out the fact that it's like, okay, even with the drawings,
Yeah, yeah. You're,
police
I
are
mean,
going to figure out who you are. It's not.
Yeah.
I mean, it's.
It'll take days versus minutes.
Yeah, I mean, it's a matter of time. I mean, people do commit crimes and not get away with it, but you'll have. I mean,
and not get away with it.
Not get away with
Lots
I
of them do.
mean,
But they usually leave the country. We're
Yes.
not leaving the country
Yes.
right now. So,
I mean, there's a world where going to the police earlier might, it's Schrodinger's cat here. Does going to the police, and sort of saying who we are and that sort of thing cause problems, or does it sort of alleviate problems? And That'll all depend on the tack you take.
Or which police?
Or, yes.
The Lieutenant Birmingham. I think
Lieutenant or inspector?
Inspector
Inspector
Barrington.
Barrington. Sorry, he seemed to be a contact that we could trust. So perhaps speaking with him and explaining the situation.
You got that from a newspaper article? I'm impressed.
I think, did Jackson...
No, what's his name? The
Mahoney.
Yeah, Mahoney said that
Said
he
that
was
we
like he was an inspector who's on the up and up.
Well, I believe
Which is not necessarily
his
a good
official
thing for
term
me.
was, don't trust a cop that won't take a bribe.
Yeah, exactly.
Speaking of bribes, hashtag deck, everyone, if you want to win a Nord Games deck.
Oh, wow.
In honor of Warren winning a...
Wow.
Wow.
Hashtag deck.
Yeah.
We're super
Hashtag
generous.
anyone but Warren.
Was that a spiteful
Hey, Bo,
giveaway?
enter.
Yeah.
Now I do.
Bo's
Wait,
gonna win.
and the winner is Ezra. What?
It would go useless on you.
Could you like all the
No, we
reasons
would
why
make
I
you
hate
play
D&D?
D&D. It's like
April Fool's, man.
Next year.
it's-
Next year, April Fool's falls on a Wednesday. I looked.
there it is.
Could do a one shot.
Anyway,
Okay.
I have various and sundry reasons for not wanting to speak with the police, especially as one who is not malleable, I think, is the right term I want to use here.
Police inspection on me would just ruin my business.
If you would like to speak with the police, it may be a excellent course. They would just have a fair number of other questions for me, and I'd like to not deal with that.
Well, they're going to ask me what I killed her with and why and all these wonderful things.
Well, fortunately, you can pick up a pocket knife pretty much anywhere.
Why not just disguise ourselves for
Which
a
is-
while?
Yeah, it's not the worst idea.
I mean, London is an easy town to disappear for a while in,
It seems like the easiest thing.
I'm going to think for a moment, kind of look at Bells and look at Octavia and are they about? You're about my size. Yeah, a little
You
bit.
can easily get outfits that will. I mean, you've already got. You're already wearing some. Less fancy clothes. than
Less
you
fancy,
normally
yes,
would.
but I have a wardrobe of
Yeah.
various accoutrements.
So
I will go. I think I will go speak to him because I think we need to have something to connect the story.
All right.
If we don't, they're going to come knocking on your door probably.
Why?
Because all they have to do is identify you, and they'll be able to figure out where you live. And he can draw all of us.
but you're not sure of the time frame of that. Is the
Yeah.
question?
Yeah.
We
If you're willing to take the risk that there will be enough time for us to get out of London, then I won't go to the police right now. But the sooner we go to the police, the easier it will be for the story to be bought by them.
Well,
Do you understand?
we don't know what story Emma and
Neither do I, because we're just writing it down.
I mean, you do feel like finding out where they are.
is probably
Is
the best
probably,
first
yeah.
step. All right,
Yes, but disguise first before we do that.
I agree.
I agree.
Okay, so yeah, you change up some things. Whoever's got the best disguise roll can make a disguise roll.
I have 45. What do you guys have?
Disguises on what?
It's a
On
D.
a D.
I have a 5.
I have
like
5.
D.
All right, here we go. 45.
Oh.
Was that a 90 something?
Whoa!
I had
Hey, it's a fumble. Yours.
Give that back.
can't
We
even
can-
I had a really terrible joke I was about to make, and I'm not going to make it.
96 instead of 69 on
Can I
this
make
one.
an intelligence
So you
roll?
basically look exactly like you.
All right, so you look like her.
Cool. You get arrested in my place. You have fun with that.
Yeah, you're all aware. Like nothing in her
Nothing is working.
Nothing in her thing is working. So you can get rudimentary disguises tomorrow by shopping.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Great.
Apparently, she doesn't own a single hat.
In the 20s, I don't own a single hat. What? What is
They're all in New York.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
saying,
they're all- yeah, that's
you
right.
never go to church in London.
It never rains.
No, I would catch fire if I stepped through a church door.
So are you three doing anything this evening?
I'd like to lay low.
I think laying low is our best option.
Okay, so I'm not going to speak with the lieutenant?
I
Or
think
the inspector?
I don't think we should speak with the inspector tonight. I think we need to talk to Emma and I forgot your McGillicuddy. We need to talk to Emma and McGillicuddy.
Dave.
Dave.
That's what I was laughing about before. Another Dave.
It wasn't going to be Dave until the chat demanded it be Dave.
Of course, it has to be Dave.
Yeah.
I think it's a good idea to get our story straight.
I agree.
Not Danny?
Oh, Danny boy.
All right, so in the morning, a man comes to your hotel. Comes to hotel.
It's now my third hotel.
Hospital hotel.
Backup.
Yeah, backup hotel.
Look, it's
That is a great idea, honestly.
A backup hospital?
No, a hospital as our backup hotel. I'd be like, ow.
I'd like to enter myself.
My back hurts.
Exactly.
He is everything about him screams cop, and he's a taller, thin man in a not great suit. He comes in and he introduces himself as Inspector James Barrington.
Oh, I don't like
Scotland
him
Yard.
already.
Okay.
Is he the
Yes.
one that we?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
He won't take a bribe. Can I say that to his face?
I wish you would.
I never took a bribe either.
And look where it got me.
I got stabbed with a knitting needle by an old man.
A man woman?
The man woman.
Old woman at that.
Sort of.
Excuse me. I have some questions about the occurrences at 27 Damsel Lane yesterday.
Was that where we were?
I have no idea. Was that what that?
Is that
yes,
where
that's
the
where
painting?
you-
The painting guy.
Yes, Mr.
Okay,
Shipley.
Yes.
And Miss,
that-
the departed Mrs. Shipley. Yes,
Oh.
that's where they were.
Oh.
So, visit that house alone, did you?
No.
No, we were there.
And was anyone with you?
Yes.
Okay. Could I have their names, please?
Oh boy.
I mean this in the nicest possible way.
Yes.
I'm making it sense.
But when I ask a question and you make a pained noise,
That's because.
my keen
Have you
policing
seen
instincts.
this, sir? When I make a pained noise,
It's because my blood is half morphine.
I'm terribly
it's
sorry.
pained.
That does lead me to a follow-up question. We're going to put a pin
Right.
in the names. Who shot you?
the old lady.
So Mrs. Shipley
Yeah.
shot
She
you.
hit me
After
with a
she
frying
stabbed me.
pan. It was chaos.
She
Stabbed me. The knitting needle.
Hit me in the head with a frying pan.
So who slit her throat?
I don't know.
I don't know that. Sure.
So
No.
wait a minute. You said she was dead,
Yes, Mrs. Shipley is unfortunately departed.
and that's how she died.
Her throat was slit.
Okay.
And you don't know anything about
no.
how her throat was slit.
No. So stabbed with a knitting needle, hit over the head, shot, crawled. Wait, somewhere in there we called an ambulance.
Where
Do you
is
remember that? No,
We
wait.
called the ambulance after she stabbed me.
Yes.
where is Mrs. Shipley's gun?
I don't know. Ask her. Oh wait, she's dead.
You try asking.
Yes, ma'am.
Mm-hmm.
She is dead. Yes, I have informed you of that. Who killed her?
I don't know.
I don't know.
So let's go back to that first question. Who was with you in the house?
So we went to go look at the paintings that.
And we, in this case,
Yes.
would be.
So
The Great Dane Society.
Is that a club?
Yeah.
Close enough.
arts and crafts.
But not knitting. We hate
And the
knitting.
membership of this society would be yourselves.
Correct.
Yes.
Well, there are other people.
Yes, and their names are.
Lady Jezebel.
But she wasn't there.
Is that a real name?
Yeah.
Well,
Was your real name Inspector?
I beg your pardon, ma'am.
Someone's on my to kill list now.
I think at this point I should make clear that I'm merely asking these questions
Okay.
to keep you and your lot out of prison, if
Okay.
possible, unless you've actually committed crimes, in which case then I'm trying to keep you in prison. So have you committed any crimes?
Nope. I have not committed any crimes.
absolutely true.
I am a police officer.
Stole the...
Or I'm in, well,
He's a vacationing police
yeah.
officer.
The New York PD.
Oh,
Yes.
a New York policeman. Well, pleasure to meet you, sir. I'd like to think that the fraternity of our order would lead to you being a little more forthcoming
That thin blue line.
in terms of the questions vis-a-vis the membership of this
Concussion.
Great Dane Society.
So I have a quick question, Inspector. Do the rules of law apply here, like they do in the United States, where you don't have the right to question me without legal representation?
Oh no, that is not the case here.
That whole Fifth Amendment. That whole Fifth Amendment thing does not exist
Inspire
here.
that mother.
What is
You're rolling law, right? Or are you just rolling
He's rolling
persuasion?
luck or
I don't know what I'm rolling anymore.
None of us do.
Sometimes you just roll and you get a critical fail and you stab yourself in the leg.
And then I go back into surgery so I don't have to answer any questions. That's a genius idea, sir. Well, I'd feel more comfortable knowing the law that I'd have a lawyer present currently. Could I have him assigned to me, please?
Well, we can arrange a barrister for you, yes.
Sweet, let's do that.
But usually in the UK, you don't have legal representation until you're actually accused of a crime.
Player to DM.
Yeah.
Does Dave remember what article he was mentioned in?
He was
are you
mentioned in the
talking about?
Pyramid Murders article.
What?
An article about the Egyptian murders. I'm
Cairo.
sorry.
Egyptian murder.
Cairo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There were like 14. It was like a serial killer. 14 deaths. Some mostly foreigners, but a few Western,
Okay.
a few
Okay.
UK citizens.
So, Inspector, so the Great Dane Society is a
Whose
pri-
members are?
private investigation firm.
Oh, lovely.
Team.
Emma.
Team.
Team, yeah, we're not really a firm. We're not.
There's no articles of incorporation.
Yeah.
Right?
Not licensed, then, is I think what you're saying.
Oh, I'm fully licensed, sir.
In New York, probably.
Yes.
Okay, this is going swimmingly.
Right.
You
about right.
gotta follow the whole circle. You gotta just stay on board. The
poor
train will come
thing.
back eventually.
I'll take your word for that.
Good luck.
I'm just gonna sip on my Jello for a while.
Right,
take my Jello cup and
Great
grip.
Dane Society is you, this Ms. Navarro.
Correct.
Yeah.
Spell that correctly with 2 R's.
We have your ID, so it's no problem with spelling.
Cool.
Great.
And for how many other members and their names and addresses if they live in the UK?
So I'm sort of a new member.
Thank you.
And I don't necessarily know all of the names.
Didn't know
I'm,
the Ladies Festival.
and I know this sounds weird, but I don't actually know all of their names.
Well, why don't you give me the ones you know? You've given me
Emma Navarro and
Lady Jezebel. And those are the only names you know.
And she wasn't
Right.
there. We didn't see her.
There was one of them is a professor.
How many members are there? Surely you know that. You're a policeman.
5
6.
including me.
6. Jackson Elias. Late great.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
You really are a close personal friend of Jackson Elias.
I miss him, man.
I
wanna say-
You know what? I'm going to give you an inspiration. That was awesome.
So I sort of took the place of Jackson Elias. He was
Both of you can make a psychology roll.
Oh, God.
Oh boy.
we're going to prison.
It doesn't matter. 56. I don't
what
have any
is
psychology.
psychology?
It's under the P's.
Okay, missed it by
All right.
that much.
Yeah, missed it by all of it.
You guys want to inspire?
when you
No, with
I have
10%.
no.
when you say Jackson Elias,
This is the legal
he,
team.
he definitely he knows that
Yeah.
name.
Right. yeah. So.
Yeah, he was a friend of ours. He really got us started on sort of investigating
So
some of his theories and fun things
It
like
was
that.
the serial killers, murders, really, in New York, that he was investigating.
And became a victim of himself.
Yeah. And that's...
So,
and I was...
one of your lot is dead then. Mr. Elias
Yes.
Correct.
has unfortunately passed away.
Oh, God, he's a slow, immovable sort of cop.
So the...
Is the chat helping you?
not my Jackson.
Thank you, chat. Thank you. He's not our Jackson. He's our Dave.
Yeah.
So I was on the force, and I was one of the officers who arrived on the scene to see Mr. Elias.
Is this prior to your joining
Yes.
the Great Dane Society?
Yes.
Right, okay. So why did you join this club?
There are
a great
things
question.
in this world that are unexplainable.
Oh, no.
I'm going to stop you right there because here's what's explainable. We've got a murdered woman whose throat was slit in her own home.
Ew.
We've got someone who's been shot, someone who's been stabbed,
Right.
and we've got a very disturbed young man who just wants his mother back.
Oh, that sad little man. Is there a morphine button near me? Like,
Emma, you tell him.
Oh, boy.
about what?
Whatever. So, I mean, you've worked the pyramid murders, right?
It's an open case with the yard, yes.
So what the Great Dane Society does is we try and solve murders, mysteries.
Well, help me solve the murder of Mrs. Bertha Shipley, then.
I don't know what happened after I left.
I don't know either.
Why'd you leave?
Because I was
'Cause I was
shot in the
stabbed.
arm.
And so, Mrs. Shipley,
Correct.
a woman of...
Quite dexterous for a woman of whatever you say she was. She was like a woman possessed.
Yeah, possessed is a good term for it. It didn't...
A 78-year-old woman
Yep.
shot you
Shockingly.
and stabbed you.
Stabbed
Yeah.
me.
Yes,
Then we called the ambulance.
And she wouldn't call the ambulance.
So
I had to take
we
the phone
spoke
from
to the
her.
operator.
Yeah, and
yes.
did you
Why
hear?
was Mrs. Shipley calling for the ambulance
Because
if she
I
shot you?
I made her call first.
How
of
did
all,
you make her call an ambulance
first
if
of
she
all-
shot you?
He got stabbed by the knitting needle. Then I was like, "You need to call an ambulance." And she's like,
wait,
"No.
she
Let me finish
stabbed
this
him.
story, sir. If
She
you don't
stabbed
mind,
him with the
if
knitting
you
needle.
don't mind, let me finish my story."
Mrs. Shipley stabbed him with the knitting needle. Is that correct?
It was her knitting needle for sure.
I feel like we're getting bogged down in a semantic point here, and I just want to clarify.
Just hitting
This
that
gentleman-
button, just hitting that morphine button like crazy.
This gentleman was stabbed by Mrs. Shipley with a knitting needle.
In the living room.
Is that correct? Is that your story?
Yeah.
All right, and then
was-
she called an
No.
ambulance.
I made her call the ambulance. I was screaming, "Call
How
an
did you
ambulance."
threaten? Did you threaten her?
Well, I was screaming and hysterical. She might have taken it as a threat. Call an ambulance. Call an ambulance. So she's like, "All right," and then did a terrible
why-
job.
Why
Terrible
did she
job.
then shoot you?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
After hitting you.
Yeah, I don't
with a
know. I
frying
mean, here's the
pan.
thing. I got hit in the head, so I don't know. So hang on. Let's just back up to this call because this is an integral part of the situation.
Please.
Yeah, thank
Continue.
you. I have the floor. So she's like, okay, and just sort of like, she just completely half-asses her way through this phone call. She talks to some lady named Joyce or whatever. They're chit-chatting after the stabbing about how's the weather, what else was she yelling about?
It hit an artery. I was bleeding all over the place.
And she's like, oh, Joyce, you're the best. Oh, my son's fine, blah, blah, blah. And I'm screaming, call an ambulance, call an ambulance. And I had to grab the phone from her and ask for an ambulance. And they gave her the phone back so they could finish talking about tea or whatever the hell they were talking about. Then I go to sit down and I get hit in the back of the head with a frying pan.
Well, there was a frying pan found in the living room. There was
Okay.
no gun found anywhere.
I was faced out, looking out the window, and I have no idea what happened. Next thing I
And
know,
so-
I got a hole in my arm.
So that's your blood on the sofa then.
And his.
Yeah, mine too.
That's both of your
Yes.
blood. So you were seated on the sofa, and she approached you with a knitting needle
Yeah.
and stabbed you in the leg with it.
Yes.
And you...
Oh, did you tell him about the drug tea?
The tea was drugged.
The tea was drugged.
What a horribly un-British thing to do.
The
Pardon me 1 second, will you? He steps out and there's a bobby there.
There's like, are we on the second floor? There's no place to go.
He steps out and he speaks to a bobby.
we're going to prison.
You can both make listen rolls if you want.
Yeah.
You guys are probably going to prison.
Oh, jeez.
That's a no.
Oh, yeah, I rolled the same thing.
All right.
You know what? One of us needs to roll
You
better.
should. Well,
Someone's
what's your
inspired.
listen?
Yeah, the better inspiration.
My listen's 30. What's your listen?
It's under the
It's
30.
under the L's.
30. So you do it.
Who's feeling lucky?
You do it.
Flip
I'm
a
just
coin.
moving my dice out of the way. I hate your hand.
Not bad.
So I
Hold
went
it,
from,
Amy.
so I went from a 60 to an 80.
Oh, that's an Amy.
That's
Yep.
an Amy.
That's your second Amy tonight. You're
Thanks, everybody,
You're
for the-
unassailable in the leaderboard.
Thanks for the bits, guys. Money well
So
spent.
he goes and he tells a bobby
It's the
something, and the
entertainment
bobby
factor.
goes running off. He comes back and he says, "We're gonna get some of that tea and take a
call.
look at it."
So I think.
drank it all.
I mean, yeah, everything was kind of hazy after the tea. It was kind of like,
So you both drank the tea then?
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't remember. I think so. I mean, why would I decline? Oh, and she also had biscuits, too.
Did she?
Yeah, I ate the biscuits. Didn't you have the biscuits?
No.
And were the biscuits poisoned?
I don't know.
But you're
Check
sure
the-
the tea was
I
poisoned?
didn't have any of the biscuits.
Check the biscuits, too.
Right. I'm
I'm tired now. I'm totally tired. Exhausted. It's killing me.
Officer McGillicuddy.
This is out of this
No,
is,
no, no, no,
this
no.
is
McGillicuddy, I just want you to know,
right.
as a professional copper, one to another,
Yeah.
I'm in bed. I've got the covers up to here. I'm over it.
I don't feel like you've been particularly helpful,
Okay. Yeah. I
and I'm really looking for a reason not to keep you under custody.
That's fine. I got stuff to do.
Maybe I used a double negative there, which was too much for you. I am seeking information from you both that will make me not want to keep you under police guard.
I mean, the food's not bad.
I'm going to term you right now as uncooperative witnesses.
yeah. So we went.
I was supposed to say, you should talk to my mother. That's pretty consistent with my behavior in general.
Cheers.
Full disclosure. I don't actually know all of the names of the Great Dane Society.
Is that really true?
No.
Yeah.
Do I need to make a?
First sight.
Make a
I was about to say, you were on the boat with us. You don't know our
I
names.
was like, duh.
It was really going to be really
make a
fun.
persuade.
I think this is one of those things that I should have added points to, and I
Yeah.
didn't. That's a hard fail.
Pull an Amy. Pull an
Come
Amy.
on.
That's an Amy.
87.
He pulled an Amy.
Catching up, man. Anything you can do, he can do better.
Pretty much. You can do right after I do it.
There were 5 of us. Only 4 of us went.
So, presumably, how long have you been in this club then?
I'm moaning in pain now.
So
My bad.
how long was the boat trip?
About
Like a week.
So about a week and a couple days.
And you've been in a tight-knit club that has nicknames and all that lot, and you don't know any of the names of the people in it.
I have a nickname?
Yes, it's the annoying one.
But the
Concussion.
concussion. I mean, you've got what the Good Doggy Society or whatever you are.
Yes. Great Dane Society.
Right. Let me just write that down. So.
We should get like cards.
We have a logo.
Yeah.
Well, okay.
With our hotel on it.
I think we're done here. If I'm going to leave my card
Yes.
right here. If you happen to remember the names of the other people, or if you have any idea how this poor woman managed to slit her own throat.
You mean the lady who shot me and hit me with a frying pan?
It stabbed me.
Feeling real bad.
Well, I mean, it's.
I mean, God rest her soul, but I don't feel bad.
I mean, it's.
That's a good one. God rest your soul, but I don't feel bad.
Moving on.
So good.
It's merely that there are not a great deal of 78-year-old women in the London area that have small caliber firearms.
Or-
you should definitely autopsy the body.
Well, yeah, in any murder that is or suicide, that is definitely going to happen.
Oh, he's
Yes.
suicide. So that's a theory of yours, suicide.
Well, I mean, her throat was slit, and there was no struggle. We don't have a theory.
Did she have a history of mental illness?
No.
Well, her son did, that's for sure.
Yeah,
Yes,
I mean,
her
did
son-
you see those paintings?
I mean,
I have-
so she was standing up like with the gun when I crawled out of the house.
Wow.
I left first. I don't know what he's talking about.
Well,
That's why we crawled out of the house.
all right, and you left behind some of your club there, then?
Yeah, hopefully they made it out alive.
Oh my God, I didn't even think about that. Are the
Did
And who else was left behind then?
There we go.
so there's
did it? You even tricked me, mother. I fell for it.
Feign falling asleep.
Was anyone besides that Madame Jezebel there?
she wasn't there.
No, she wasn't there.
Oh, she was not there.
Yeah.
No. How many
So
times do I have to tell you that?
the other members of the Great Dane Society
Right.
were there,
Scrappy.
and
That's the nickname. Scrappy.
Which one of us is Scrappy?
You can pick. It's Scooby and Scrappy.
I'm Scrappy.
That must be Scoopy.
Those,
I am
like you
paying
said,
you
those.
a professional courtesy here
I'll get you Scoopy.
by not taking you to prison right now. I just want you to be aware of
Is
that.
the Jello is good?
I think.
I feel like my
as-
professional courtesy is not being reciprocated.
I think that time will reveal a lot.
Oh, gods.
I will. I mean, I will go with you if you need to. Take
No,
me
we're
in.
going to keep you here. Gerald out front will make sure that you stay here.
I'm gonna exact. I was like, "Hey, Gerald, give me some pudding."
And we'll have a further discussion maybe tomorrow.
Okay.
Perhaps some of the tea will have worn off by then and you will remember some things. But again, you have my card. If you think of any of the names of the Great Dane Society, I should be very interested in speaking with them. And if you have do any of them live in London?
I don't know. We're staying at a. Where are we staying?
Where are you staying?
I'm staying at we're staying at a hotel.
So, do you tell him the hotel with her husband?
No. The
Okay,
backup
so
hotel.
okay.
This is why you get 2 hotels.
Minimum 2.
Right. Okay. Well, that is very good information. Thank you for that. All 3 of you make luck rolls.
God.
Do I have to use a new dice?
Yep.
I rolled a 1!
Wow.
Wonderful. I rolled a 10.
Oh, I rolled a 34. I actually made it.
All right, anybody who made their luck roll.
I made a critical success.
Critical success.
I made a
All right,
hard
so you two
success.
make critical successes. You had everyone sign the hotel register with fake names.
Okay.
We need to know those.
I can tell you what mine is if you need that.
It's Scrappy as far as I'm concerned.
Somebody else is Scooby. Don't ask me which one.
All right, Inspector Barrington will take his leave.
Thanks,
So
Maker.
it's
We're going to prison.
Yeah.
Maybe.
You know what? Whatever.
Yeah. At this point, prison's probably safer.
Should have remembered the concussion.
Anyway.
The doctor said you had a concussion.
well, not him.
She
All right, so it is the morning.
So we were going to go shopping for disguises, if I remember correctly.
That is no problem. So you find clothes that will make you look much different. You've got pull-down hats. You've got big sunglasses. All this stuff. It is lunchtime now.
All right. Then we should head and talk to, what is his name?
Mahoney.
Yes, him.
Mickey Mahoney.
Honey, so that he can arrange speaking with Mr. Barrington.
He might also be able to find out what hospital they're at.
That would be good.
And we also have a meeting today with the Penny Foundation.
Yeah, and it's
Yeah, that's at 2 o'clock.
2 o'clock.
We should go there first. We don't want to be late. We may not get the opportunity again.
I think we should connect with Mahoney as soon as possible so he can find out the information.
You could
before
also
we leave.
write Mahoney and just ask him to find out what hospital they're at.
And have him respond to
Yeah.
the hotel.
Okay.
Okay.
And don't
That's no problem.
divulge anything else.
Oh, Thomas just rolled it.
No, I did.
Rolled it.
The Nordic Geek.
Yep.
Oh,
Hey! That's a
Nordic
great
Geek gets
name.
Nord Games.
Yeah.
Da-da-da-da-da.
Wait a minute.
It's the mead.
Hef, this is the time to use hashtag rigged.
It's the power of the mead.
Congratulations, Nordic
It's on
Gamer.
mead.
You're on the Nordic track. All right. They can't all be winners.
So yes, we're gonna shoot off a quick message to Mahoney,
Sure.
asking him to check and see which hospital those two are in.
And to arrange a meeting with Lieutenant or the inspector.
Inspector, okay. All right, you'll get a message back. So you go to the Penn Foundation. It is a brick two-story building. It is old construction. You do you sort of do a circuit. You get there a little early and you do a circuit, and there is a back gated area that is like a loading dock with a coal chute and that sort of thing.
I like mentally mark the coal chute.
Everybody make me a spot hidden roll.
Oh, I missed it by
Nope.
4.
Critical success.
Boom. All right. So
Thank
you
Christ someone made that.
notice a
These dice are pretty awesome.
For you, I rolled 100 on them.
Oh.
Wow.
you
And I rolled a
notice
2. They're okay.
Yeah.
Critical success or critical fail?
There is in the back area. There are 3 guys, sort of laborers, smoking, and they are leaning on a truck. And the truck says on the side,
Don't follow me.
"How am I driving?"
Free candy.
We are not responsible for broken windshields.
Not FBI surveillance. It's got a name on it that I am. Here we go.
18?
Ferris and Sons. Painted on the side.
Ferris like Ferris wheel.
Yes. And then, so at 2 o'clock, you come up the stairs. There's a doorman who, when you produce a calling card, and he says, "Oh, of course, yes, you have an appointment with Mr. Gavigan.
That's correct.
Please come with me." He brings you in the lobby of the foundation. There's a young woman sitting at a desk. There's some couches that he has you sit on. There's a long hallway with doors on each side, and the doors, most of the doors appear to be waiting rooms or observing rooms where visiting scholars can ask for books, and they go in and they sit and they can read it. While you're watching, there is an attendant in the hallway, and someone knocks from inside one of the rooms, and he unlocks the door, opens it, the person hands him out a cuneiform tablet, and he takes it in white gloves, and he goes upstairs, and the person comes out and leaves. That's pretty standard. I mean, that's pretty standard museum. That's how they control the artifacts. Is somebody goes in a locked room, they can look at the stuff, and then when they're done looking at it, they knock the door and that sort of thing. About 5 minutes later, coming down the hall towards you is a meticulously dressed man who's balding. He's dressed very. It's classic but very expensive clothes. He's clearly very well to do, and
What?
I have to jump in. Sorry.
yes, no.
The Hefner has gifted 5 subs.
What?
Thank
Wow.
you, Kaz.
Wow.
The Hefner is insane, and we love
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, the Hefner.
We do.
Again.
Thank you.
Hashtag patron of the arts.
Yes. And then
And also this show.
and then there's a part.
It's always there. We gotta, if I get a chance, I'll have to bring a Hefner character in here. Some guy that's just in a smoking jacket all the time.
A burgundy smoking jacket.
Yeah.
With a shirt that says hashtag mug.
And his name is Bob.
Get shirts that say hashtag mug.
We should.
Yes.
Or mugs that say hashtag mug. Meta.
Yes, well, good afternoon. I'm Edward Gavigan, and I understand Professor Ulrich, I understand?
Yes. It's nice to meet you.
Such
Pleasure.
a pleasure to meet you. We have several of your works here at the Foundation in the library.
How quaint.
It's,
Wonderful.
It's lovely to meet a fellow enthusiast. And your companions?
Absolutely. What was the name that you gave? What was your fake name?
Irene Adler.
This is Miss Irene Adler.
A pleasure.
Sarah Smith.
And this is Sarah Smith.
Quite.
I'm impressed
pleasure.
you haven't spit your drink yet.
I need to write that down.
Well, if you'll follow me. All right. He takes you down a hallway. Let's see. I think I have. We have a map of the Penhu Foundation.
Ooh, spiff.
We don't have a map camera, though.
Why?
So
Yeah.
you are. Here is this.
Look at that.
You're in this front room. This is where you came in. You come down here, and his office is. His office is is this large square room here.
okay.
There's a waiting room that you come into, and then into his office. His office is very well appointed. There are some busts, a few sort of curios. Make me an archaeology roll.
Okay.
Move it, yeah, that way.
Oh, wrong dice.
Watch this.
So this is Gavin's office right here.
Ooh.
Sorry, I was zooming in, everybody.
There's an
Check out
app
the
for
production
that.
value.
That's a hard
Trying to-
success.
All right. So everything that he has here is from before the Ptolemies, so early Egypt, and they're pieces that are not they're not flashy, but they're very well kept. And everybody, you three, make me spot hidden rolls.
Nope. Totally made it. Critical
Yes,
success.
I made it.
All right, with a critical success, you see as he's coming in, he has you sit down and he makes a large loop around and he leans against the wall and you hear a click. Just he briefly leans against the wall and there's a click, and then he goes and he sits down at his desk and.
And I very carefully do not let my eyes flick to that.
Only she saw that because she got the hard success.
Okay, sorry.
And so, Professor, what brings you to the Penhu Foundation?
Well, me and my associates here, we are very interested in taking a look at some of the Egyptian artifacts, some of them specifically with the Carlisle Expedition. Curiosity.
It's a terrible tale, the Carlisle Foundation, the Carlisle Expedition. Sir Aubrey was a great man and a great friend of mine, and I deeply regret the ill-fated nature of that entire undertaking. Unfortunately, as I'm sure you understand, our records, most of the records of the expedition were lost with the expedition. We have very little. I have a few pieces of personal correspondence with Sir Aubrey, which, with all due respect, I wish to remain private. He confided in me thoughts of a personal nature about the members of the expedition. If there's a specific question, perhaps I can help you with.
I kind of look around the office for a moment. Is the door closed?
Mm-hmm.
It's a very sensitive matter, and I do understand discretion in keeping things private, especially when you have trust with someone. We've been tasked with a wish from a friend of ours that has been departed, is no longer with us, and we are trying to fulfill his last wishes by seeing if we can piece together what has happened. He lost his life trying to figure out what was occurring with Robert.
Roger.
Roger, sorry.
Roger.
Sorry. Don't know why I keep forgetting that. Roger.
Yeah, they're very similar names.
Well, I empathize greatly with your losses. I'm sure you must understand my loss as well. Who is your friend, if you don't mind my asking?
Here we go.
Perhaps you know him. He is a writer. His name is Jackson Elias. He was quite interested.
Everybody make psychology rolls.
Nope.
Made it by 2.
Okay.
My psychology is not good.
Was that a fumble?
No.
Oh,
No.
darn it.
We're good. We're good.
Wasn't great though.
Yes, I have met Mr. Elias. He came to the Penhew Foundation to ask questions regarding the Carlisle Expedition. Regrettably, I was unable to assist him, as I am regrettably... Well, I will tell you what I told him. He did not find it particularly useful, but he seemed troubled. I was pleased to talk with him about the Foundation's role in funding the expedition and indeed funding exploration in Egypt in general. That was the extent of... And I did give him my thoughts on Mr. Carlisle and the regrettable assignation with the African woman that led to this entire disaster.
What can you tell us about the African woman?
Well, she was she was a very poor influence on Mr. Carlisle, and Sir Aubrey was resistant to the end of following her flights of fancy, but unfortunately, Mr. Carlisle was a man of great passion, and he believed this woman. She had certain extravagant ideas about a shadowy time in Egyptian history, where that Sir Aubrey had long been interested in as well.
It's been a quite fascination of my own as well. It's something I teach at the university. I am quite fascinated. What was Mr. Carlisle specifically looking for? I mean, other than the obvious,
Well, this
seems to be...
This disreputable woman suggested to him that there was a sorcerer of some sort that ruled over Egypt for a short time in the pre-Ptolemaic era, and that she had information that would lead them to tombs in the Nile Valley that would contain artifacts that would offer proof of these beliefs. And the information was a hoax. In Egypt, the African woman disappeared. She took the expedition's ready funds in the amount of approximately £3,000.
My goodness.
My goodness.
We are all citizens of the world and of a worldly nature, and Mr. Carlisle counted the money lost as insignificant, but he was deeply affected by the defection of his African lover. And fearing that the stress and the heat of this moment would lead to deleterious effects, Miss Hypatia Masters, I presume, given your knowledge of the Carlisle Expedition, you are familiar with this name. Miss Masters suggested a recreational trip to Kenya for the summer, to the highlands of Kenya are cooler, and it would at some time on safari might serve the mental well-being of everyone in the expedition after this crushing blow. Sadly, the expedition was injudicious in their travels, and they ended up in some tribal land. And I believe, if you are the consummate investigators that I believe you are, that you know how that story unfortunately ended.
Most unfortunate indeed.
Yes. Regrettably, Mr. Carlisle had most of the expedition files with him at that time. He was studying them on the safari, and unfortunately, where they are, the files are.
Understood.
Were their bodies ever found?
Yes, they were found in Kenya, in a dark tribal area, which I believe is, to use a fictional, a term of the current fiction, it is a no man's land.
But the bodies were found. Were any of the files found with them?
To my understanding, no. If they had been, they certainly would have been returned here. As I said, much of...
Can you show me the volumes from what side to what side? Like, what remains? Is there anything that they took with them? That
the only remains are the correspondence I have with Sir Aubrey, which I have, and I will speak candidly here, which I have paraphrased to you in this discussion.
I appreciate that.
And I would appreciate if my candor and my respect for privacy could be honored.
Absolutely. The information we have gathered here today will only be used for us to further our investigation, to solve the mystery of what really happened here. Nothing more than that. It will not be in papers or published in any way.
Well, if you wish, I could show you. We do have we have an exhibit hall that has some pieces from the early parts of the expedition.
I would be very interested in
That would be
those.
excellent. Thank you.
Very well. Please come with me.
And before we do that, sorry,
What?
we got raided, so I just want to say thank you for the raid.
Oh, nice!
Penny for a tail raided.
Penny for a tail.
Sorry,
I like that.
Didn't mean to interrupt, but just
That is a great
shout out, say
name.
thank you.
Welcome, Penny for a tail. We're playing Call of Cthulhu, and
Which is basically a penny dreadful. You're right. You're the right sort of people.
that really hurt my fingers doing that steeple.
Okay.
It's hard to do without a table.
It is.
I write a check out to the Ben Hugh Foundation for $1,000.
Okay.
And say, I've always been a great fan of your work, and I truly appreciate what you do here for humanity.
Well,
And
you are most generous. This donation will make a tremendous amount of work with the work that Professor Clive is currently doing on the Giza Plateau. Thank you so much. Now, if you'll come with me, so he leads you upstairs to a large exhibit room. So basically, you come out of his office around here, and you come into this open room that is just exhibits. And you make me an archaeology roll. You guys make me psychology rolls.
I'm gonna put points in this eventually. No
Damn.
All right,
Psychology is becoming very important, and I don't have any points in it.
I have 50 and I'm still like
Seriously?
getting it. Yeah.
Do you want?
She can inspire. I
Okay.
not.
I forgot about that stack of inspiration.
Our tower.
I just one hiding over here.
Did you aim it?
Someone else on the board.
For those of you just joining us, pulling an Amy, that's Amy, is when you use inspiration to roll again and roll worse than the first time you rolled it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Amy never does that.
No.
That's why we call it an Amy.
I've never done it. What, 8, 10? What am I on now?
You were
What
at
is
9.
No,
Nine.
I haven't broke double digits yet.
Oh, it's coming.
Did I finally make that board?
have I even made it yet? I don't think
No,
so.
you have not Amy'd. Everybody else is Amy'd.
Yep.
I gotta get cracking.
Join the rest of us, man.
So with archaeology, he knows his stuff, but he's really long-winded. He will take 2 hours walking you meticulously. You guys both might be bored. Yeah, you might. But he's walking you meticulously through, and this stuff is just not that exciting. It's a lot of pottery sherds, and like.
You used the right word. You used sherds.
Sounded like turds.
No, it's
You've raised the level of discourse, sir. Congratulations.
How do you spell that?
Exactly.
There are no, like statue fragments, that sort of thing. There's just nothing exceptional here, but he's treating it like this is the British Museum.
I throw in a couple quick-witted comments his way of acknowledgement and praise for his descriptions.
Yeah, you
Butter him
clearly
up.
communicate
Yeah,
to him
absolutely.
that you know that he, know your stuff.
yep.
No problem. So after the longest 2 hours of either of your life,
Oh no, I've been to
And I give
galas
you-
that are significantly longer and worse.
And I give you both a glance like I'm trying to get him to speed up, but
I'm bored, but this is nothing
he
new.
leads you back to the sitting room, and he says, Professor, of course, the archives of the Foundation are at your convenience, thanks to your very kind donation. Should you require any access to our library, do let Virginia here know, and she will take care of you.
thank you.
Of course.
It's been a pleasure meeting with you, and I look forward to seeing you again.
So kind. So kind.
Yes, thank you for the excellent tour.
It's a pleasure.
Yes. Miss Adler
Yes.
and Miss Smith. Of course. And he walks back down, and that is your time in the Penyu Foundation, unless you want. So you can at any time come back here, and you can be one of those people in the waiting rooms asking for a
For
book or something
things from
like that.
archives.
Perfect.
Nice.
Perfect.
We made friends! Holy crap!
We made friends too. We're gonna.
I think
With
you need to
nobody.
re-examine what that word means. And he didn't sell us down the river, except you. Sorry.
Not a great fake name. I'm not. Okay. So when you get back to the hotel, there is a note from Mahoney. He tells you that they are staying at our mother.
We're staying in it.
Yes, they're being guests of the Penyu Foundation.
Speaking of guests, Ukador has just rated us.
Hey!
Welcome!
Welcome to Realms of Ukador. Realms?
Yes.
Yes, see,
Yeah,
I've
it's
watched this stuff
Realms on
sometimes.
Wednesdays, right?
That's correct.
Cool.
Welcome.
mixed up.
We're playing Call of Cthulhu for like 5 more minutes. So
Jump on in.
there's a note from Mickey Mahoney that says they are at hospital number 3. You know, they're a generic UK hospital number 3. Our mother of generic hospital names.
Yes.
I was really hoping you'd go with St. Bart's just for my Sherlockian
I
amusement.
don't know. I guess I don't know the hotel naming convention, the hospital naming. Baroness, get on that. The hospital naming conventions of the
Lots
UK.
of saints. No, she's at a service right now.
Oh, right. Yes. Saying that they're there, and he found out that they are on police watch.
Interesting. Anyway, we can get a hold of the inspector.
Oh Lord.
He gives you the inspector's phone number. So you have the inspector's phone number.
I'm going to go on record as saying that I think that is the worst idea, but
I second that.
The inspector's already talked to them. We don't know that, but if
Well,
we
if-
know procedure, we should know that that's...
if they're under
you guys-
if they're under
I was
police
like,
watch,
but
they've
you
been
guys
talked
did it.
to.
Just roll it.
If they've been under police watch, they've probably been talked to at this point, especially with a stab wound and a gun wound.
Right. And with McGillicuddy being a police officer, what's the likelihood they're going to lie?
Are you at the backup hotel or the fancy hotel? Which hotel are you
Our
at?
first hotel or our second hotel?
Which
Or-
one did we tell them to send it to? Does it matter?
Yeah. Where did you tell Mahoney to send the note?
The backup hotel. I
Sure.
believe, yeah.
Okay. Everybody, make me a luck roll.
No.
Totally made it.
I fumbled.
I
Wow, it's a
Fumble!
99er.
Yes. All right. So
got a 2.
So you walk up to the. You walk up.
Don't they cancel each other out?
No,
and
this
I
is
and I'm like,
perfect
Oh no,
because
you
he
look
kept
like
saying,
a lady, Jezebel.
I'm gonna kill you next.
I like how she says next.
She has a list. She has an Arya Stark
Yeah.
list.
Yes.
All right. So you made a
McGillicuddy.
critical success.
Yes.
You made a fumble. All right. So
and I succeeded.
and you succeeded. All right. So you, as you're coming up to, she is about to go up and ask if there are any messages for her.
You get taken by the cops.
And you stop her because there is clearly a policeman, an inspector in plain clothes, not Barrington, just some generic guy, in plain clothes, looking through the register of the and you actually have that look on your face, like when that happens, you're like, and the policeman notices, like. He looks up at the three of you and he notices your look and he sort of marks it and then he goes back to looking in the register. If you want to go to your room, you can call the message up later.
Okay. Let's go get drinks, shall we?
Yes.
I'm so
Yes, that sounds like
parched.
a lovely idea.
Okay.
And this is why we signed in under fake names.
So you're going to where are you going, to the bar, to
Yeah, just to like.
the hotel bar?
Yeah. Is it in line of sight of the front
Sure.
desk? Okay. Yeah.
So
Let's get a drink. I'm so excited to go see that show later on this evening.
So you guys are watching the cop.
Yeah.
He is talking to the person on duty, and does he notice you watching? Haha, he does not.
Did he get a fumble?
So he clearly points in your direction, like the direction you went, and he's talking to the clerk at the front and like pointing at the logbook.
Shall we go? Let's go out the back.
Let's go.
Out the back.
Yeah, with the roll he got, you guys.
Let's get out of
So we just go out the back.
Yeah.
So we head to the bar and kind of do this like veering left.
All right.
Exit stage left even.
Time for a third hotel.
We should just have like 5 hotels. There's plenty of them in London.
Well, now that somebody's tipped me off to get a hospital room, it's always an option.
So it's you flee the police, and it's about now 8 o'clock at night. By the time
Right.
you get to wherever one of your houses or the fancy hotel, whichever.
Right.
We don't want to go to the hospital?
No.
No.
Okay, well, I'm going to go to the hospital. I think I should because somebody's going to figure out that it was my gun, and it's not at the scene. There's a problem there. And it's odd not to check in with our friends. And the further away we get from the scene, the harder it's going to be to explain it to the inspector.
Under police watch, and they're going to question us.
What makes you think McGillicuddy didn't say anything? He's an officer of the law in New York City.
Fingers
Who's just
crossed.
Do you know
barely...
that-
Have you met
Do you
him?
know that? Played by an inept player?
I don't trust him. I have a weird feeling. My name has been said.
She's like, I feel it in the ether.
That's my point. My point is we don't know if he just went blah, 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 blah or not.
I think he
Pretty much what he
did.
does. It's pretty much how he sounds, exactly. When I was like doing this while he was gone, that's pretty much it.
So, what are you proposing? Are you saying
I'll
that we
turn
should...
myself in if I have to. I mean, they're going to peg me one way or the other. Are you kidding? Come on, I got a pencil sticking out of my head. the guy's gonna draw me, and he's gonna be like, "It's a professor, you know. She stuff up, you know. She thinks she knows things." He's going to peg me. I'm going to be named, so I have to go and face the music. If you guys want to stay, that's fine, but I have to go. It's the right thing to do. And I don't know what happened to them. Did they live? Did they die? I want to know.
They're
Yeah, what are my
alive.
hit points?
You've got another one back.
Woo!
I mean, he would have told us if they were dead.
Yes, but we
And-
don't know
and
what
both
condition they're in. He
The
didn't tell us that.
The hospitals here are fairly good.
Compared to what?
The United States. Go ahead.
This is a political stream.
Go ahead. Give me that opening. I will walk through it.
Can I go to France?
Yeah,
So-
can I go France too?
All right.
Cut to the hospital, and the inspector comes in. And he-
I'm pretending to be asleep.
Too.
He like flips up your little table trays on your beds, and he starts placing photos
Of
on the. Are you waking up?
no, but I'm like doing this.
Are you doing that nice?
How's his perception?
Staring
Yeah,
at the bottom
exactly.
of
How
your
does he
eyelids?
think I'm asleep? Really?
He.
He rolled a 99 and he thinks I'm asleep.
He just puts. So there are two photos on
I-
each of your little tables.
I wake up.
All right.
Or,
So one is a photo
So-
you've never seen before.
okay.
It is a well of some sort with the cover taken off and just body parts that have been gnawed on. It's an awful picture.
He's rolling for sanity.
After all,
No. It's
It's not as bad as seeing it in person.
Yeah.
Okay.
The picture takes.
Oh. What's the other picture?
The other picture is Miles Shipley hanging from a noose.
Crud.
We've been saved.
Yeah, we totally been saved.
Dead. Wow! When she said she didn't care about human life, she meant
I'm playing the character.
If you just join us, there's a 30% chance that Jezebel is the villain. of
Yeah.
Am I?
I'm calling it now. She's the villain of the whole thing.
Yeah, so
It's like Uzo.
these-
Oh, did I just give that away?
Oh man, Warren's gonna reach for the screen and slap you.
so those two photos are sitting on your.
Oh.
You neglected to mention that that apparently Miles Shipley was some sort of serial killer.
I wake up, I'm like, what?
I would pay money to watch that.
I'm like,
What? Didn't know that.
Why were you visiting Ms. Shipley's home?
Well, we were there to see the Miles. He's a painter.
I saw the paintings. Disturbing work. Why were you interested in his paintings?
hang on.
Are you going to make that
Hang on.
pained noise
Let me
again?
look at my notes.
Have you seen my leg?
Just like yank the blanket off and show off a massive
Yeah.
puncture wound.
Cop, where's your poker
Hang on.
face?
Seriously though.
Yeah.
Did we go to Miles? Hang on a second though. Did we go to Miles Shipley because what's his name did?
No.
No.
Jackson Elias was interested in the story.
It was my. Oh yeah, it was interested in the story. Oh yeah.
Well, I mean that's why we went, because Jackson Elias was
Investigating the story
investigating
about
this.
I spoke to
The
Mr.
art.
Elias
Did
briefly
when.
when he was in London a couple
When?
months ago.
Okay. How did he seem when you spoke to him? By the way, I'm just now butting right into the middle of this thing.
Because he pulled out 2 articles from the newspaper. One of which was the Egyptian murders that mentioned you, and the other one was the paintings in the Shipley. So we.
Mr. Elias did speak to me about the Egyptian murders briefly.
Do you believe that there was a killer beast? Do you think that it was an animal?
I think that's preposterous.
Was that a 3rd article?
Maybe.
Yeah, that was the third.
Okay,
article.
never mind.
The Egyptian murders were
Yeah.
stabbed to the heart,
Got it.
beaten and stabbed
That's
to the
it.
heart.
Sorry.
It's some sort of serial killer, maybe a copycat. It's a tale as old as time in Britain, ever since that Jack the Ripper nonsense, you know. And all of a sudden, they come walking up to your hotel.
Are you coming with us?
Are you going? Because it sounds like you're going to the hospital. So.
Sure.
All right. So
All right.
you hear some commotion out at the front door with Gerald, and that.
Sucks at bringing pudding. When I yell for my Jello,
Man.
he does nothing.
Boom! Gerald
Exactly.
is nice. Poor Gerald is really devastated by
Yeah,
your Yelp
well.
review
1 star.
of, attempted murderers.
Yep.
And that is where we're going to end it tonight. So, once again, I had like 4 scenes written down.
How many did we actually hit?
2 of them. Yeah, you got 2 of them. That's pretty good.
That's actually pretty good for Quest and Chaos.
Yeah.
100%.
So, the options for quote of the night are: it'd be nice to do something like a normal person for once. Does it go with my outfit? Thank God, Jerome. Oh, was it Jerome or
Yeah, it
Gerald?
was. Wait,
Who was Jerome?
It was Jerome and then it was Gerald.
Gerald.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Jerome was the
orderly that
yeah,
I
the
told him
orderly.
so.
Yeah.
Don't go in the house.
Yeah, the orderly was Jerome.
Jerome,
That's
that's right.
Let's run. That's why I chose an arm and not a leg. And I think the clear winner, did she stab you or did you stab you?
So all of these are Amy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Amy's
It was
tonight.
an Amy night.
It's an Amy night.
I have so much material to work with. I mean,
Sorry I shot you.
Everything's a blessing. We have a late contender.
sorry I shot you.
That might be the next episode
Yeah.
title.
I shot you.
Sorry, YouTube.
It needs to be oops. Sorry I shot
Yes, that's awesome. Let us know what you think the quote of the night is. And we will start up next week as they try and convince people not to put them in prison.
you. I mean, the Jello's okay, so.
You're not in prison.
Yeah,
you're in the hospital.
The Jello here is fine.
Yeah.
The Jello in prison is probably much less
Savory.
pleasant.
Here you have the green jello. There
Yeah.
it's the black jello.
And I'm just going to leave you to remind you once again, Primal Emergency Tactical Squad.
Pets.
Yes.
Pets.
Polly want to team up. All right. Thank you so much. We will see you next week. Good night, everybody.
Cheers.
Adios.